guys, how you doing? Welcome back.
We have returned. It's the final evening. Let's go. Let's go.
Final hours of the final evening.
Is indeed. We have returned, and the wars are very much ongoing. We've got one major player war at the moment, but we will be keeping an eye out for more blue flames, because if history is anything to go by, then we will certainly be seeing a burning world by the end of today.
Everyone ins at the end. They're all going to go full-on loans.
I would
no
not
holding
doubt
back.
It. I would not doubt it. So right now, the Russian Top Right Alliance. By the way, I convinced them of Team Top Right.
Yeah,
so,
TTR, let's go.
Yeah,
perfect.
There we go.
And they've been sticking together the whole time. So,
yeah, they have. They have. So they're going in here. Midge, I'm being told that the name tags haven't changed.
There you go.
Fixed it. Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat. Imperator, I appreciate the call out. Any excuse to tell Midge off, you know.
Thanks, chat, for making me look bad.
Oh wow.
Okay, so this front line, we were just in the little break while we were switching over. Florry and I were taking a look at some manpower numbers. Russia is out of manpower. Korea is, Manchu is not. The others more or less are. And actually, Russia's monthly gain exceeds all the others put together. So in a long-term fight, it's difficult to say that the Russians aren't going to be able to.
I mean, if the Russians have been able to win so far and they make more manpower, then I don't believe that there's a lot of hope for them, unless maybe Nepal comes in now.
Yeah, so Nepal obviously had that white piece with, what the heck? Why is Germany hiring one troop from Nepal?
They're doing that so they can observe the war.
Oh,
it gives the vision so they can watch.
Cunning.
I did the same thing, but because we have a country now.
We do, yes. Let's check in. Here they are.
With Castellan, I was renting out Condicherry to Germany to see Westphalia at the time to see their war with Scandinavia.
Nice.
Yeah.
Espionage, maritime, naval, fantastic.
Yeah.
The classic trio, of course.
Perfect.
All right, but let's keep our eyes on this Russian front right now. They're looking like they're trying to relieve some of the pressure from the east there. And but the team top right pushing in, looking like they're doing the kind of classic thing where one's, you know, if they're here, we're here. Hit them where they're not, but they're both doing it.
This war has been going on for 10 years, and it is an offensive war on the Manchurian side, so they can't actually get Nepal in, unless Nepal declares their own separate war. But
yeah. And they don't have, and Nepal, of course, we were considering maybe they could come in and help, but they don't have any manpower either. And their gain is not substantial. I mean, they're 2 years away just from manpower parity.
How's their debt situation? Because they were losing 300. Oh, it's actually not that bad.
Nepal's
not that bad. Only 6.5k debt. So.
That's not terrible. Not great though. They are only just breaking even. How are we looking of the debt levels in this war?
Okay, it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, Russia's is 4k. Chagatai is 20k. Okay.
20k, yeah, they're going all out. They're going all out.
I mean, that's not good. I'm kind of Team Top Right not being very generous with their wealth.
No.
Manchu and Korea 0 loans each. Not wanting to send any money over to your good buddy Chagatai, it seems. Oh, here we go. A Korean army seems to have been caught in slightly out of position. No, they just managed to get away.
No. Okay.
That would have been a mountain fight. If they're not willing to take a mountain fight, I'm not quite sure how they're going to be able to carry this to a victory.
Yeah, at some point, and this happens quite a bit, at some point, people just have to stand your ground and pick your battle. Like, you might not win, but you got to take the shot.
You do. I'm just seeing something is kicking off. Yes, Gotland versus Deccan and Mawar. This is a Gotlander Decani War of Honor declared by Deccan, I believe. Interesting. Okay. Oh, no, sorry. Gotland being the first name should mean that Gotland declared it, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting.
Attacker, yes.
What are they going to do then? I guess they're just going to blockade them and try and steal some money.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see how the Mawar and Deccan can actually sail. Oh, actually, hold on. Who is in this war?
I mean, looking at the navies...
Malaya is part of it. Malaya can probably...
They do actually have a heavy advantage on the... heavy count advantage on the Gotlander Deccan side of things. It would require coordination between quite a few navies to get it done, but, I mean... That's an interesting war to declare. We'll keep an eye on that one. But
Have you seen this? I was looking at the naval quality comparison.
Holy Christ!
Chav has 18 morale because they somehow got themselves into tutorial mode.
Nice.
This is the save edit country. So
Yeah, with us under
18 morale. Wow. But in a more serious note, Malaya has 5.5 naval morale versus Gotland's 5. So they have a slight advantage, actually.
Yeah, 10% on them. It's certainly not nothing. Chagatai is rebel issues, but they've managed to get this penetration in here, moving towards the war goal, because the war goal is which was it? Ulak. They've got it now. Where is it? It's a Manchu war. I thought it was a Chagatai war. They have managed to grab that over here. Korea has kept that occupied. The one province that the Russians didn't manage to liberate over in that push to the west there. But we will see. We will see.
That's a clever war goal.
Yeah. I mean, behind enemy lines, behind your lines. But yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Chad, I'm sorry if I'm a bit quiet on the mic end. We don't currently have someone at the stream desk, so I'll just talk loud for a bit here. That's fine.
I can talk a little quieter.
It's true.
Maybe we'll sync it up like that.
That's going to be our thing. It's just, I'll be kind of yelling about it with Crystal. Okay, late night with Florry. All right. Is Siam an endgame tag? I think so. I could be wrong, but I think so.
Ooh, have you seen the team top right's change of strategy here? They're moving into Astrakhan.
Yes. I mean, I'm not quite sure what their goal is here, because they seem to be of the opinion they can't face off against Russia. They seem to both be of the opinion that they can't face off against Russia's army, which I mean, or each other's army, that is to say, which is interesting because, I mean, if they're just going to sit around sieging, Russia seems content to not. You know, Russia could be counter-sieging, right, in the east. Right now, they're not, although troops are now moving in. Is the war goal behind a fort? It's not.
It's not. They could just retake it.
Which it looks like they are now doing.
It's amazing to see that the war has been going on for 10 years, and the war score number is 9.
9, I know.
How?
From 41 battles, only a 14-point swing.
It's been very, very even.
This
has really been a good war. This is, it's not a stomp, it's lasting for 10 years. It is a good, very well, nice and balanced.
I agree. And this is a very, very even conflict, which Ryazan, once again, worth noting, is raid bossing. I mean, it's them versus, what is this, 4, right? Yeah, 4 nations facing off against Ryazan. Oh!
They do their best when they're alone. Every time they side with someone, it doesn't go well.
This is something I've just realized, though, actually. This is Ryazan 1v4ing the people that saved them from their first 1v5.
Oh, really? Yes.
Team top right are the Northern Germans.
This is true, yes.
I hadn't realized that at all. So that's quite the turnaround on Ryazani now Russian foreign policy. It's going to be interesting to see if there's I wonder how friendly the relations are, given that the Northern Germans came in, saved them by diverting a lot of the European attention, and then died themselves.
I think they might not have considered that.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they might have. It could swing by 50% if Russia controls the war goal, and it then ticks all the way. That's a good point, chat. That's a good point. We're now up to 16, and we'll trend towards 30 now that we have that ticking war score coming in. But yeah.
Oh boy, 1.69 million losses on the team top right side.
What are we looking at on the others?
1.29.
1.29. Okay. Look at the attrition disparity. I mean, a huge portion of the gap in casualties just comes from extra attrition being suffered by the Koreans.
And keep in mind, that is only the attrition that they suffered on the enemy land, because attrition on your own land doesn't show up there.
Yeah.
So that's actually crazy.
That's hefty. That's pretty hefty. We're at the stage of the game where a lot of the players are clearly taking the stance, and I'm not at all saying they're wrong, that they need to basically have such large stacks that attrition is just the inevitability of war here, because smaller ones, they'll just get roasted and toasted as soon as they get in here. So
and also, given that it's multiplayer, you can't pause, right? So if you try to do it perfectly, you're going to screw up at one point.
Absolutely.
And then your stacks is just wiped.
Yeah. Taking a quick look at some army quality comparisons, we're looking at Russia coming out on top on morale, which is obviously going to have been helping them. Discipline a little closer. Some of the enemies, yeah, Korea being a touch lower, Chagatai being a touch lower, those are some large groups on the team top right side. So I can imagine that's, yeah, it's going to be having an impact. What year does the game finish? It's a good question. It's not year-bound. I believe we're stopping at 11:30 today. That is to say, in 3.25 hours.
So where do you think we're going to end up? Probably 16, 17 maybe? Something like that?
Something approximating that, yeah. I think what we're certainly going to see is a host of player wars. They do not like to go quietly into that good night at the end of sessions like this. I mean, when you never have to repay a loan, that's when you don't need to, you don't need to worry about it. So people will likely max out their loans, max out the mercs, get everything, go above the force limit, etc., and
just have some fun with some final wars, yeah.
Okay, after a while of posturing and maneuvering, Russia went for a fight. Manchu rejected it. They did move out of there, so we'll see. We'll see. I mean, this is cat and mouse.
Have you seen what Nepal just wrote in the chat?
Pen fell on the pause button. That's funny. Nepal's still not getting involved. They'd have to know CB. Oh no, sorry. Have we got imperialism yet?
Oh my!
No, not quite.
The United States is back in the Isles. The Isles are back.
My
they
Lord.
They own a little province there.
So
wonder if they got this through war or through diplomacy.
Nice. I have to imagine diplomacy. I don't. Whoa! Russia just got Ilan.
Oh my.
Okay,
that is a game changer.
That's pretty big.
7 morale now, wow.
Yeah. And here is the fight.
Close.
2 days, they just have time. Okay, the reinforcements are getting in, but this does not look like it's going the Russian way.
No, they do have the river crossing penalty.
They
don't have enough cannons in the battle.
They have been doing, the Russians have previously been making really good use of cannons, but here, it's turning against them that river crossing penalty, plus both of them have a 6/6 general, which tells you where we're at in this campaign, I think. That we've got, 6/6 is practically a given now.
The Russian problem right now with cannons is that they don't have enough manpower to recover them. They can't rebuild them.
It's true.
So the only way that they can somehow... I mean, they have another stack.
They had 36 cannons over there not available. They've got 17 cannons more over here sieging down Manchu. One risk here, though, Manchu has 2 unoccupied forts at the moment. By the time these troops could get to Manchu, Manchu might be 100% occupied and being stab hit out of this war.
Ooh.
That is certainly an interesting play.
Well, actually, that would just end the war in general.
Oh, of course, sorry. I
forgot
Manchu is... Oh, okay, so they can't 100% them just on the war leader occupations.
How good are you with math?
I would say relatively good with maths.
Okay, so Chagatai is on max loans. They've got 2.5k and they're losing 70 ducats a month. When did they go bankrupt?
Okay, 10, well, if it was 6,000, it would be 100. So it's about 40 months.
Okay, so basically,
right?
Yeah.
No, 400 months. No. You know what?
Let's 40? No math on stream?
We got the calculator.
We got the calculator.
2,558 divided by, what was it, 60?
70.
64.
It's
40 months.
40
months. I said first. I shouldn't have doubted myself.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I think Russia, okay. I'm good at maths, as has just been clearly demonstrated. You're good at EU4, I've heard. If they full occupy Manchu, it's more than 5 years, they have the war goal. Do they get the 100%?
Yes, but the only thing Team Top Right would have to do is give one occupation over to Manchu, and then that won't apply. So.
I thought so. So they won't be able to crush them down that way. What they could do, though, is just put them at risk of ruining their nation. I mean, if they keep them full occupied, presumably their war exhaustion is already pretty high. Actually, 2.4, they've probably been buying that down. But if they can crank the war exhaustion and just let rebels start disintegrating Manchu, it's going to apply some pressure on them.
The thing is, this is a siege race, but the siege race on the Russian side is contested, and the siege race on the Manchu side is not. So I think if they keep going like this...
And Russia has modern level 6 forts, whereas Manchu has 2 level 2 forts, which is, I mean, not great. Here's another fight, though. Russia clearly haven't given up on anything yet. There's no river crossing this time. Okay, this is going to be an important one. Yep, full back row of cannons. Ooh, inflicting heavy casualties there. Yep, cannons. Ooh, that's a bad roll for the Russians. The reinforcements all coming in. I don't like it for the
do the Russians
here.
have any reinforced cannon stacks? Because they will retreat at one point now. So
they do coming in from the north, but they're quite a long way away, honestly. Oh, an intercept of the reinforced stack.
Very nice, very nice.
Wow,
And an 8-4, 9-9.
Great micro from the Chagatai player there.
And actually, that Russian stack is in trouble. No, it has cannons. Okay.
It does have some cannons, yeah. Absolutely. But it's in hot water. It's actually managing to win in the north.
It is really close.
That massive 7 morale.
It is really close.
The thing is, Russia's
got more reinforcement. I think Russia has
Oh,
this.
man, now they have it in both fights. I thought they were going to lose the south, but they're turning it around. Oh, no,
Russia's
Japan, they introduced a river crossing against themselves.
It was really close, so that might have done it. That might have done it.
Well have done it. That was so
It was
close.
unfortunate the intercepting army that they used to stop the reinforcements. It was on forced march for a while, so it didn't have full morale. That was. I mean, it had the forced march in there because otherwise they wouldn't have intercepted.
They did.
Yeah.
That's gotta hurt though. That's gotta hurt. And of course, Russia using a lot of those Streltsky units, and at this point in the game, especially that fire damage bonus. Is,
Meanwhile, the forts have been sieged down in Manchuria, and he just entered Beijing, which is only a level 3 fort. So I think this war is definitely coming to a close. 5
military points for Russia. I think I know where those have been going.
Oh yes.
No barrages for Beijing, but we will see. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how much the will to fight is eroded by the Manchu occupations, because that fight was close enough that they know they might win the next one.
Yeah, and I think, well, that is true. I think they have to go home. They have to go home like right now, because there's not going to be... They can keep fighting in Astrakhan, but they won't have a country anymore. So
yeah, I think you might well be right. You might well be right.
Or maybe start negotiating a peace deal so that they can go for another war later.
One thing going in their favor is it is at least a reconquest war. So taking, it's going to cost Russia if they want to actually try and get much out of it. They only have the 2 cores on Manchu. But we'll see. I mean, it's quite late in the game to be taking land off players anyway.
I like how they both have cores on each other. I wonder how
it shows the back and forth.
It really does.
Yeah.
It really does.
Oh, one question. Oh, okay. Japan has raised up a new army.
Ooh, are those mercs?
Exclusively infantry. Down here near the Shandong. We had a question yesterday about why the Shandong Peninsula suddenly went to Chagatai, and I have actually got the answer for you since then. So what happened was Manchu and Chagatai agreed to have a limited conflict. Another stack landing there for Japan, and this one does have at least a couple of cannons. Looks like that's what they're going to be able to win.
I think they will be able to save the capital then. Yeah,
it seems like it. It certainly seems like it. But yes, they agreed to a limited war with pre-agreed peace deals in each direction. So if there were to be a certain amount of war score, Manchu had to hand over Shandong. If there were another certain amount of war score, Chagatai had to hand something over.
How gentlemanly of them.
It was rather civilized. Yeah, and I mean, that kind of civility, it earns you friends.
Yeah,
They're allied up against the larger regional foe. Saving the capital there, definitely good. Definitely good. Chagatai, obviously, in the back. They look like they're in a really bad way from rebels, but remember, these are huge provinces, and it's just the one stack, so it's not too bad. Meanwhile, Russia has just had a Cossack rebellion.
They might be letting them... They might have been trying to let them win. Some of these are pretender rebels.
Okay.
Do they have a bad ruler? No, they don't. Okay.
No. What are they looking at?
Really, if it's a shame Nepal isn't part of this, because they are part of this alliance.
Yeah.
Sort of. I'm looking at the alliances and...
And a lot of those fights were so close. Nepal would have been decisive.
Well, I mean, the war has been going on for 10 years.
Yes, certainly. I mean, it would have, as we said, it's hard to offer Nepal the admin points they'd need to correct for their stab-hitting no CB. That would have been kind of the only way they could have got in there. We are seeing Chagatai moving towards bankruptcy. Here, it's your turn. Quick as you can. 2,000 divided by 50.
40 months.
There we go. We like the 40-month bankruptcy timers.
Yeah, no, that one was easy. I do like how, I mean, if they've been trying to lose a little bit less money, I suppose. Are they over the force limit? They're actually not.
Okay. No, they're well under it, in fact. But I mean, presumably they've been consolidating regiments down with this kind of manpower situation. I don't blame them. I mean, we're looking at 85% on the banner cavalry. They've actually pivoted away from cavalry, I presume, because we're at that stage in the game where the actual raw pips are just no longer making sense. Yeah, I mean, there's not a huge difference there. But I'm surprised they haven't got that many cavalry. Only 9 with an 85 bonus.
And they had such good cavalry idea. I think they're a bit traumatized by their earlier war against Russia. Do you remember?
Yes,
because they had the full cav armies and it didn't work out for them. which was a real shame because it would have been super powerful.
Yeah.
But I think actually they don't have cav because they don't have any manpower. They might have had more cav earlier.
They might, but you wouldn't
because
have
their
thought
army
it would
is
dive.
mostly mercenaries now.
It's true. It's true. I mean, what are we actually looking at in terms of
I think it's all
in terms of
mercs.
the breakdown? We're going. Holy Christ!
Yeah, they only have mercenaries. Chagatai, the
Yeah.
Chagatainians aren't actually fighting.
Yeah, there's 9 frontline units of Chagatai's personal troops there. Live by the horse, die by the horse. It has kind of seemed that way, but we'll see. We'll see. They are, slowly coming back over from the east. Manchu and the new Japanese army seem to have fended them off for the time being.
Lots of new blue wars. Britain is at war.
Yes,
Britain is at war. I think
okay.
this is the big one. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Wow.
That's
Okay.
something right there. Okay.
It's
and there
on,
go
boys.
the others. Okay. This is, as they say, it. It is the papal reconquest of Modena, and the papacy now siding with Britain to retake land from Ferrara. This obviously was land that was released in a kind of gesture of good faith towards a player. Well, not a good faith by the Pope, but good faith imposed upon the Pope. Huge numbers of troops storming across Europe.
The old Ferrara players actually asked Serbia, "Hey, if you are going to fight the Pope, could you release our old country for us?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is
Have you taken a look at the troop numbers? This is insane how equal this is.
Close
It is
as
so
heck.
close.
Okay, so we have about only a 300%, maybe 20% lead on the Kingdom of God Britain side.
In terms of horses, it's 112k for the other side, so
okay,
it's actually
lower. Yeah.
very
Yeah.
equal.
So we've got, maybe only a 200,000 troop count difference there. In terms of the Navy, it's actually also pretty close because, look at this. Malaya, Mawar, Persia, they've all joined in the east. Ooh, very interestingly, India is split. Deccan has joined in on the British side after all of that.
Oh, wow, that is
being
very
really close to
brave.
Mawar. This has just gone global.
Yes.
We thought that was going to be the front line, but no.
I've been
it's being
told by a
deep down
little
all
birdie
over.
that if one side starts to lose, more countries will jump in, and we've got a big battle over here in
do.
Padua.
Okay,
And
100,000 so far.
look at the front line. There's full horses for Serbia. They're doing the cavalry trick. This is beautiful.
There we go. Okay, but they're already out.
They lasted for like
But they
7
held
days.
the line while those reinforcements were showing up. The French charging in here. In terms of morale, we are frighteningly equal. Serbia, though, looks like they're lagging on their Miltech or something. 2.4 tactics is not what you want to be seeing at that point.
Not the case.
But we will see. I mean, there's more and more Serbians rushing in. The Romanians are arriving. I'm seeing some Yemeni troops leaving, not involved in the war. Not quite sure what was going on there. They're still pushing in. Look
Maybe
at
they
this
wanted to
confidence
be
from
part?
the Pope, keeping the siege of Ferrara ongoing as the battle rages alongside them.
I mean, he probably breached the walls. He doesn't want to waste his 50 mil, right? Like
That was a pretty decisive victory. It didn't really look like the Pope in France had to break a sweat to
It
send
was a
those guys
decisive victory.
packing.
And the thing is, these alliances are structured in such a way that Serbia's reinforcements are going to need to do a very long walk, whereas most of the... how are we going to call these?
Yes, I was going to say
I
we
think
definitely
it's
need to name them.
The Imperials versus the Diagonals. I believe that's how they named themselves.
Okay.
So we have the Western Europe side. Those are the Imperials, and then the other ones are the Diagonals because it's sort of shaped.
I can kind of see that.
I see.
Yeah, Scilly is in trouble. They're looking like they might be pieced out at leisure, basically. But we will see. Ferrara obviously coming under occupation. And look at the scale of the British reinforcements standing behind that front line. That is a monster.
Oh, my God.
They've got almost 10,000 manpower
Missed
every
opportunity
month.
to make all of the sacks 69, but...
True. We've got 68s in here. But, yeah, you know, they're coming in there. The other problem, of course, for the Diagonals is that Russia is in this war. Russia is providing a fair number out of their numbers, and Russia, if you haven't noticed, a little busy.
Yeah, there are... that is... I don't think they're going to be ready to be involved in this at all.
Not for a while.
The Khan out already?
I mean...
Okay, I see. Yeah, they're white beast. I mean...
so Deccan wasn't... they just had an incidental alliance with someone, I guess.
Yeah, maybe they're switching sides.
Maybe. That, I mean, that could be decisive. We've got a pretty successful push in here. The reinforcements are on the move.
Nice.
But a
Stack
quick
wipe by
little stack
Serbia.
wipe. Very nice to see.
And the Persians are here now. The Persians are here, Sicily is here, Romania is here.
Persia has some excellent forces, and they're trying to make the most of all of these
This could
forts.
also be a wipe. They rolled an 8, a 7.
Easily.
Let's go. Yeah,
Easily.
it's gone. It's gone. Blown up.
I mean, that's
evaporated.
impressive. And they locked
now,
on the attack,
oh,
crossing a river into the hills.
Into the hills.
This is one where they have long enough to send their reinforcements if they want to. I have to imagine they're going to decide, come on, Germany, you're throwing your own troops away here. I'm not sending my guys in on a -2 penalty.
Yeah. Okay, and they retreated.
They're retreated, yeah, fair enough. But there goes, moving to liberate Dunjad. Dunaj, okay. Not quite sure what happened there. I'm sure there's a story. But this one, no penalty. So we will see. Global Defender Dice. I didn't know this was a thing.
This is because they have a ramparts on the province.
I see. Okay.
Very cool little new building there.
I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is going to give them some assistance here.
And then
they don't have the numbers, it looks like.
Lienz, we have a mountain battle.
Oh, yeah? Okay,
yeah.
so we do. A slightly smaller one going on over there. Looks like that one's going to go the Persian way, but... Oh,
if Treviso falls, more papal reinforcements are going to be coming in.
The Scandinavians moving in from the north, though, providing the numbers.
Very nice play from Britain. They stack with the reinforcement stack.
Yep. But it looks like the Serbians are being sent packing here.
Oh, and a big German stack being wiped in Tyrol.
Yeah, that's probably a stack wipe, isn't it? Yep, there they go. Poof, as they say. But
now, what are the Persians going to do? Are they going to help? No, they're not going to help Dunaj. Treviso will be a very good battle if they have enough reinforcements to back it up. But I don't think they do because they're all shot retreating away right now.
Yeah.
Are there more forces on their way? Persia is bringing... still keeping a sizable force in their own land, but Miwar
on their way. But they've actually stopped, interestingly.
Really?
These guys are, most of them, stationary here in Mesopotamia, interestingly. So I'm not sure why that is. They did take that fight in Treviso, but with the... just after the fort fell, the -2 penalty, they're falling against the Diagonal League. So not looking very promising. It's still close. Never mind. There come another. There you go. A 69 German stack is advancing in and is going to, unfortunately for the Persians, push them out there. I'm very interested in these guys. Okay, they have started moving again, perhaps just wanting to go as a block. Yeah, that's a vast number of extra troops that are rising up here. Deccan seems to be sending their troops over as well, despite not being in the war. No, they are. They've declared their own
They actually switched sides. Okay, wow.
They did. So that means, and that's along with a huge chunk of the African alliance. That's going to make this war slightly harder to follow, but to count the ways, including Desmond, I mind you.
Desmond, reconquest of Argyll.
Hell yes. That's what we like to see. So we've got an extra 5. That's probably, so what is this total? Probably another million. Very nearly another million. That sways the numbers pretty comprehensively against the British.
But the way this alliance is shaped, I still have the high hopes for the Imperials because they're very close to each other. It's easy to defend.
It's true.
Every time they wipe a Miwar army, it needs to walk all the way back from India. True. So if they can get the stack push, which they've proven they can, I think they stand a good chance here.
Andalusia has also joined in, creating that opening up a second front. But I should also point something else out. This is on the line. This is Great Britain in a war. I'm looking for them to lose. You're looking for them to win. The bet.
No, but wait, that bet was between them and the Livonians, right?
No.
Oh, no, I said they're never going to lose a war. Yeah,
correct.
That's right.
So,
fair enough.
We will see here. More fights. I'm interested how hard the Diagonals are fighting before most of their reinforcements have arrived. It seems like this is not really the moment to be taking these fights. I guess they're very concerned about things like Scilly being kicked out of the war, and also this is the mountainous fort region. Once we're into Serbia, we have got some mountain forts here, but it's going to be easier for them to take more advantageous fights on the aggressive side.
I think what they want to do is they want to secure indeed these mountain forts and then stop. Don't keep moving because you've got the perfect defense now.
It seems like it.
And they're probably going to let Andalusia get sieged up to Pyrenees.
It looks like that.
Or
Iberia.
Iberia.
Looks like that. Yeah. Chat's asking if there's going to be a DLC to fill the gap between EU4 and Victoria 3. Are you asking me if 9 years into EU4's lifespan they're going to extend the timeline? I think it's unlikely. There's some war in the New World. Oh, I didn't realize it had...
Huge battle in Austria right now.
Yeah, 100,000 men.
A million men in this battle.
Sorry,
at
a million, yeah.
Wow.
The -2 penalty on the... As we said, but look at the reinforcements are just not there. Mawar has just arrived.
It is super close. It is incredibly close. Are they shatter retreating? The Persians are... They retreated from the different battle just to be able to reinforce this. There's more Germans coming in, and they got it. They got it.
The Persians locked.
The Persians are locked in. Oh. This might be a... No, it's too slow.
I don't
it's
think
too slow.
But Mawar having arrived, the fact that they've kept them pinned in that mountain province, they might try and push these armies from the east over in there. And we've got a huge number of troops now arraying on both sides of this fight. This is the kind of world-ending war that we were all looking forward to in this final session.
Perfect. All right. And have you taken a look at the blue flames?
Yes,
it's almost fully filled in.
I mean, at some point you have to start asking questions. Brazil,
Texas,
what are you
United
doing? States. Is there anyone in the old Jerusalem? Jerusalem is the only player nation in the old world that is not in this war. Jesus Christ.
I mean, old world.
Oh, it's true. Sorry, I forgot. Jerusalem is, of course, owned by Persia.
Yes, and they are now just they basically moved to the Incas.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot about that. That's a good point.
And they kept up with the whole rename stuff to Frankfurt. They renamed their capital to Frankfurt Gold, which does not produce gold. It produces gems.
Okay. So Frankfurt Gold is diamond, I see.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Fabulous.
Chat having a good point. Yeah, we've got typical Americans joining the war late. I'm sure they're going to come in and claim it was all them. It'll be interesting to see which side they take, because they would swing the naval conflict.
I think they're going to declare a separate war against Gotland, because they've been telling me that they're quite tired of Gotland's bullying.
I see.
Yeah.
In terms of the Russian team top right war, it's just ended. Okay, and we did see Russia's cause return to it. Very, very minor. And a couple of provinces from Chagatai as well. Just kind of neating up borders, honestly. And that's going to free up Russia's not unsubstantial troops to head on home. That's 200,000 men. That's enough to sway some of these fights. We've got a double fight here. The papals sent packing there, preferring to take this one instead, but already a -2 penalty on that fight and just retreating back again. The papacy hurting, honestly. They're only getting 3,000 manpower.
We see an assault in Friuli.
Oh, yeah,
They assaulted that fort. They're probably going to assault Treviso as well, and they're catching out the 82k Kingdom of God units.
Some of them very low morale. Okay. And they seem to have improved their tactics rather as well. So they're getting there, but they have lost all their cavalry. Serbia looking very, very light on cavalry. Another fight being taken in the north. Scandinavia giving it to Mawar.
They're going to come in just on time. Yeah.
Okay. This fight.
How are the reinforcements looking? Can they get anything in? I mean, they do. The Brits could reinforce this.
They do have some, but they're taking it simultaneously up in the mountain fort in the north, really forcing the Imperials to split their attention here. And the numerical advantage in the south is substantial. I think it looks like it's telling, despite that terrain penalty. And then
meanwhile, in Vienna, there's also a very big battle. It's about to come to a close, freeing up more Imperial forces.
A huge number of British forces who are currently focusing in the north. This fight has
cannons on the front line for the Pope right now.
Look at the British. The British being decisive on the whole line, sending in troops into all 3 of the major battles.
Britain has the lion's share of the Imperial troops. They have so many troops.
A Nepalese stack wipe on the cards here as the Germans penetrate further into the line, having taken that fort.
And again, they need to walk all the way back from India now.
Yeah, I mean, that is... it looks like it might be a fight of the dead men, so they are going to manage to avoid that stack wipe.
They lost the battle in Treviso, and I think they might lose the battle over here. Although, I mean, it's a -2 penalty. They're going to keep wanting to get more reinforcements in there.
And obviously, it being a reconquest war, they have managed to keep that.
Instant assault by the Pope.
Yeah, I mean, they are not in the habit of giving up on that land. So that's all of Italy back under papal control. These fights going consistently against the diagonals right now. But it's true. Let's take a look at Iberia. Yeah, just some slow, quiet sieging for now. Nothing too dramatic on that front. Taking a quick zoom out, I don't think anything else is heating up. But look at that. Chagatai. Oh, Chagatai aligned with very recent enemies, Russia, joining in on the diagonal side. I would love to see Team Top Right getting in there as well. This is the moment to pick your final side, it seems like. Yeah, Gotland, interestingly...
It is really the Imperials against the world now.
It is, with Gotland representing the only people not in Europe fighting on the Imperial side. That's got to feel a little isolated.
Ivory Sugar Coast, let's see. Okay.
Yes, they did manage to hold that mountain siege, and as these, every one of these mountain forts that flips into Imperial hand, it's one that needs to be taken back. It's a penalty that they can no longer inflict on their opponent. But look at the number of forts Scilly has. They've got one per province in southern Austria, really making sure that the Imperials are going to have to fight for every step and not going to be able to come through that too quickly. There is a way to see the beginning of this. If you head over to the Paradox Twitch channel, all the VODs are available there if you want to catch up. There are also highlights going up on YouTube, so enjoy those. Texas and the US are independent right now. There are some presumptions that they are diagonal aligned, not least because they were evicted from their home countries by nations now in the Imperial Alliance. And also, as Florry was pointing out, they are strategically aligned against Gotland, who was declared for the Imperials. So we're suspecting there will be Gotland going against them at some point.
I mean, if they do join, I don't think they'll have any problems taking out Gotland, and then they can start shipping troops over to Europe.
Because Gotland has kept their men on in the Americas. They've not sent them over, unsurprisingly. There's some action in Iberia. We're seeing France taking a simultaneous 3 fights all the way along the front.
Oh, wow. And winning all 3 of them. Oh, actually, no.
They're losing the south, winning the center, winning the north.
Yeah.
But the big one was the one they lost, the much more decisive one, it looks like. The troops re-establishing these front lines over in Scilly as well. Sorry, go ahead.
I think what they'll do is just fall back to the mountains, and then eventually, if they can't keep up with the entire African Union over here, they will call for aid to Britain. Britain will have to send more forces over there.
We'll see if Britain has the forces they're able to send. We do still have more forces coming in here. The Malayan troops are hiking their way over. Chagatai is stabilizing their nation as they go over. Russian troops are interestingly static around in the kind of Moscow region. That's, I mean, that's a little interesting.
I mean, maybe they're still reeling from the previous war. They don't have any manpower. I think they'd at least want to get their cannon stacks back in order. They do have some mill points that they can use to slacken with.
It's true. It's true. I mean, I think it's every man on the front right now.
Have you seen Casterland walking around?
Hell yeah.
Twitch chat is... You guys are walking in Prussia.
They're going for a siege.
Oh, they're going for a siege. They're actually having impact here. This is more than I did. I was just walking around, pretending to be a reporter.
Nice. Okay. So we are looking at a pretty successful push in here in Iberia, but not willing to take a mountain fort siege just yet, put themselves at risk of those huge penalties. And we are seeing the numbers on the front, just based on my mental maths, they seem to be swaying quite heavily in favor of the Imperials. They have the manpower to keep this up. Gotland at peace. Interesting. You're right. Gotland has peaced out of that war now.
Maybe Gotland's going to change direction?
It's plausible.
Switch sides?
It's plausible. I mean, they betrayed Scandinavia once. Who's to say they won't do it again?
Twitch chat, you're about to siege down your very first province. Let's go. Let's go. Leader's about to fall. And you have victory.
War correspondents aren't meant to, carry out war, to be clear. I know the name can be a bit confusing, but come on, guys.
I mean, this is just an elaborated interview, really. I mean...
I guess. It's like they've got a captive audience, that interview. Ooh, a stack wipe against the African Union down there, and then a fight with a crossing penalty against France, but it's all kicking off.
Another million-man battle.
Massive one kicking off there, and firing once again in northern India. I mean, these are some massive.
I like how in every battle of the Imperials, you see some Brits in some form or another. There's always the Brits.
Oh, Scandinavia just showing the incredible might of their forces here, comprehensively winning fights in Iberia one after another. France looking a little tenuous there, but yeah, I mean, this is going pretty potently in favor of the Imperials so far, but it's a long war. I mean, we've got a lot of manpower, a lot of nations, there's certainly a lot of room to fall back, so I would not count anyone out at
the
this
thing
point.
Is, the diagonals have a really far place to retreat back into, but Imperials not so much. If they start losing the Pyrenees line and France starts getting occupied, then France is not going to be able to keep up with fielding this army. So
it's true. We also are seeing
they can't give away anything.
Ferraran, false flag operation going on. We've got the noble rebels who have just liberated the war goal, so they're at least denying some of the ticking to the Imperial side there. Interesting. French, yeah, they're doing pretty well, but they have now been driven back. I'm surprised. It really looked like they had command of that front for a second, but suddenly progress. I mean, Gotland marching around here, and potentially not a stack wipe. Looking really close, managing to inflict that -2 penalty because of the earlier conquest of Granada by the papacy, of course, during the last session.
Yeah, the reconquista,
etc. type thing. Yes, I mean,
oh, we can hear the cheering.
There's whoops coming from the next room, which are, I assume, from that mighty victory down here in Granada, taking that mountain fort. And who can blame them, honestly? Yeah, the morale disadvantage is potent. They're going back for the war goal. Let's take a look here. It looks like the diagonals are taking a moment to just pull back from the front, reassess the situation.
Britain is finally losing money.
Really?
Yes.
So they are. They're losing 230
You're not subsidizing anyone,
ducats. Wow.
A lot of this is because of reinforcing.
Okay.
And 150 from being overforced on it.
Fights continuing here. They're not giving up on that Proviso fight, and they got a nice little stack wipe there against the Pope. And then continue to fight in the north. I mean, up and down this front, it's looking like there's just, I mean, the depth of these reserves is kind of nuts. I mean, we've got huge numbers arrayed both sides of this front.
Yeah, it seems that the troop numbers are now more or less equal, although half of the forces from the diagonals are in Iberia right now, and France is actually holding on against all of Africa. This is
about. They are on the retreat
on their own too,
but they're holding off pretty well. It's also worth noting Deccan, now allied to Serbia, likely to be about to be called into this. You wouldn't wonder. At which point, you have to imagine if these guys want to pick a side. And it would be kind of, I mean, it would be fun to join the Imperials, but you have to imagine with the Imperials looking so dominant, now's the moment to, you've got to place your lot with the team that needs you, you would think.
I mean, if you take a look at the troop numbers, they are very much outnumbered right now. The Imperials, that is.
The Imperials are looking at, I mean, let's take a quick head count. They've got 1 million, basically, right?
1.5 million troops.
1.5, oh, sorry, yes. 1.5 million or so.
First is 1.5 million in the papal reconquest, and then the other reconquest is another 700k.
Yeah,
so actually, more with like 2.3k. It's 1.5 million versus 2.3 million.
Yeah. The advantage, of course, the obvious advantage the Imperials have, they're incredibly concentrated. They're here, they're fighting on, or at least near home turf. It's going to give them a serious advantage in terms of getting those troops to them. And yeah, Russia's troops, of course, you know, we're counting the 200,000 men they have there. They're not on the front. I'm not sure what Russia thinks they're playing at the moment. I mean, even haggard armies are better than armies miles from the front, but we'll see. We did ignore a lot of the cavalry. I mean, we're doing quick maths here, but
yeah.
It looks like so far, at least in the Mediterranean, the diagonals are managing to maintain naval superiority. So
there's a big battle in Iberia right now.
Yeah, and a hefty one happening up in the top right. We'll try and keep a look on both of them. That one is going.
They're actually going to win. Wow.
I mean, the reinforcements have just arrived from Siam, so that's going to be. Hopefully for them, turning the tide of future conflicts. But they can't afford to be losing these because the progress is grinding but somewhat steady for the Imperials in Scilly still. They're not going to be able to get an early peace out, which it looked like they might.
Really good interception by Persia starting a second battle because I think they've got this.
Yeah, it looks like it. It's coming down to it. There's a lot of British troops still around, and the Scandinavians,
how much is on the other side? No reserves. Okay, they're not going to get that battle. They're going to lose both of them here.
Unfortunately for them.
Unless a miracle happens for them.
And this victory here will free up some more
That will free up more. If they can win that, and they do. They do win that one. Okay.
They have to hold for these 7 days, though.
5, 4, 3, 2. The hold. Yes. Oh, my God. Wow.
they did.
Wow, that is
actually
clutch.
held
That
on
is
point
super clutch.
0.
And now the Persians from Vienna can walk in too. Meanwhile, there's
Another 100,000 coming from Germany, though.
105,000. Yeah.
That is.
Oh, cannons on the front line. Are they gonna make it?
Cannons on the front line's no good.
Again, twice in a row.
They're in. That morale is going pretty well.
Wow.
Only 25k reinforcements coming in. 75 from that, and it looks like the diagonals are going to take it.
There is 71,000 Brits on forced march on their way. They have low morale, but low morale is better than not being there.
They're going to take a while before they get here, though.
0.60 versus
it's going to come down to the next roll.
0.28.
What's the roll?
0.34 to 14. I think they have it. I think they have it. It's going to be so close. 0.3. Oh, they got it. They got it. They got it. They got it. Yes. Wow.
Oh, my lord.
Wow.
That was a hell
Speechless.
of a fight.
That was so clutch by Persia.
Look at
literally
that.
1 day later, they wouldn't have made it.
That is
My
insane.
God.
That's absolutely insane. I mean, where is that?
That's so close.
God.
Oh. Yeah.
And I'm being told as well, Japan has joined the war, as has Nepal, on the side of the diagonals. All you have to do is show people you can win, and they're much more likely to try and join your side. That was, I think, the closest. I mean, that's the closest battle I've seen all weekend, easily. They got to 0.00 twice.
Yes, twice. How? No way. I saw the cannons on the front line. I was like, okay, they're not going to make it. And then, wow.
That was insane. That was absolutely insane. Meanwhile, in Iberia, France still holding on pretty nicely with those reinforcements showing up. France, I mean, they're doing really well, holding basically on their own here. But I mean, that was an incredible
And they
fight.
did request some help from Scandinavia.
Look at that. You could see the impact of that just in the numbers of people left on each side.
Yeah.
These numbers used to start with 9s and 1s.
And 1s, yeah, it was millions, and now it's thousands.
We have already
I like how there's 6 million dead right now for Modena.
Yeah.
This is because they're probably gonna. It's gonna be for one province or something.
It'll just be Ferrara, I imagine. Yeah, but that's 6 million casualties already. That's insane that we have already climbed that high. And this war is young. It's 4 years old. It could go on for the next 10 easy.
Oh yes, it's gonna go on until the end. I think. I don't. Unless they negotiate a peace, but why would they? I don't think this war is going anywhere.
I think you're either right or I think there could be some fractal war stuff. Like if Silly gets knocked out, I have to imagine they're coming back in.
Yeah. They'll figure out some sort of way. They'll switch sides or.
Yeah. I mean that is some serious piling on. We've got the men arrayed on both sides. I'm honestly surprised that the diagonals managed to take that. It looked so much like this front had a heavy favor in favor of the Imperials, but they are managing to push it back. And
they just unsiege Vienna. There you go.
Liberty for Vienna. Meanwhile, not too much action in Andalusia. I wonder what they're waiting for. Perhaps the Japanese, who might well be on their way. The French, not prepared to just wait around, are initiating a fight on the east coast there. Several fights being initiated. Interception of potential reinforcements. Okay. Now we're getting some action. Let's take a look at it from the other perspective.
Ooh, that's a wipe.
That's a lot of reinforcements coming in. It is a wipe, but it was a wipe that the Mamluks chose. So you have to imagine they were attempting to, there you go, get the win in the south, just in order to, willing to throw away those troops in order to
They
secure
won't have full
that
cams on the
victory.
front line on day one unless they hurry. Are they going to make it? No.
Not quite. But Moa with that 0 roll right out of the gate, and France also benefiting from that +1 roll from the building in the province, looking at a massive French morale advantage, as of course is tradition.
In terms of reinforcements, there's at least another. How many is this? Like 150?
At least 200,000 available to them.
There's actually a Serbian army here too. They're not in that war, but okay. They can still march into the battle.
Yeah, absolutely. They need to get moving, though. Those 20,000 cannons are shortly to be very helpful here, it looks like. They're continuing to be beaten back, but the morale...
Zimbabwe is out. They're all out. Okay. This was not very well coordinated.
No, I mean, trying to coordinate this
Evaporated.
nations,
Oh, my God. Oh, wow. It's a triple. Oh,
ouch. Ouch. Well, after that massive victory for the
triple
kill,
kill.
Then that's outrageous. Texas is at war. Yes, but it's...
Is Texas at war?
It's against OPMs. Chat, stay calm.
Oh,
okay. It looks like the pursuit is ongoing. Some Mamlukian forces here looking to be stack wiped in all likelihood. by the... and look at that flanking on the cannons. Oof.
You know,
quite big fight kicking off.
A little flame interface on the side. It's been the other way around this entire event.
Yeah.
It's just realized.
The Texans, just doing their thing. But
Korea joined.
Fight here with a -1. Oh, yes.
Yeah, Korea joined. Team TTR is also on the diagonal
all
side.
In. Manchu is in.
Now, so I was going to give it to the... I was going to place my bet on the Imperials, but now...
Well, your bet is too late. Your bet was made last night. There's no backsies.
Fair enough, fair enough.
But no, I think this looks to me like a battle that the diagonals will... a war that the diagonals will eventually win. Because coordination is something that we know is very challenging when you have this many nations, but it only increases as the war goes on. They get used to the lines of communication. They get practiced. We'll see, though.
I mean... In terms of manpower recovery, I think Britain has a lot of staying power, though. They can take...
They do.
Can they take 1 million loans? A million deaths?
They're already down 400,000 manpower, though. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, it would take them solidly, 20 years to get that back.
Yeah,
fair
enough.
There's some pretty
They
heavy
do have
hits.
a lot of professionals.
Yeah,
in
how
the
much
first
do they...
they got 90%. They can keep up forever.
Oh, yes, that's okay. That's a crap ton of manpower that could be coming in from professionalism. We're also seeing it looks like a fairly decisive victory here.
Yep.
The crossing penalty is not treating them well. Their morale advantage is helping. They also actually have they have a shock advantage. How the heck did they have a shock advantage? Who hasn't got 6/6s at this point? You can't have that. No one likes to see that. Not at this level, I'm afraid.
Vienna is getting assaulted here.
And they're going in for it, though, trying to prevent that.
Meanwhile, the Pope is pushing in Friuli. Because they also won that battle, and they're going to push onto these mountains.
Oh, 2 stack wipes. The Deccan army obliterated in as many days.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. And now they need to walk all the way back. I'm still rooting for the Imperials. I think they have this.
Deccan?
I do think they have this.
Well, Deccan has a lot more men.
Oh, in Vienna, it's not going so well, though.
No, I didn't think so.
How many reinforcements on the other side? They're all reeling still from all these previous battles.
Yeah.
Now is the time for the Imperials to push through.
It is. And in Andalusia, meanwhile, things also going the French way. There's reinforcements for both sides of this fight, but it's very, very close. There's the victory in Vienna.
At this point, they're winning on every front.
They are rather, yeah. Yeah, it's looking challenging. With the naval supremacy, they are grabbing Sicily, at least.
Oh, really? Oh, that is annoying. Oh, that is... If I was the Pope right now, I'd be so annoyed. If they can hold on to this, they have the naval superiority. So are they assaulting? I'm not sure if the Pope is aware of this. Are you moving your troops back, Mr. Pope? I don't think... They might not even see because they're so zoned in at this moment.
They have, quite a while to be able to win that fight and therefore, properly cut off that strait.
Yep.
But, I mean, that is a comprehensive victory for the Imperials on 2 fronts. And what is this? Aachen is sending their troops to
die. The Emperor is coming back. This is the Targaryens trying to get the crown back.
And I think that's the silly player in chat saying the number of tourists is really boosting their economy at the moment. So you can see...
I'm assuming the farmlands will be very fertile.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's true. It's true. The Emperor doing what he could down there, and Nepal trying to back him up. But that looks like they're on the cusp of being comprehensively defeated in Iberia, which obviously is disastrous for them because they need this land foothold. I mean, perhaps the play is to try and get all of these troops currently fighting Andalusia, just put them in Serbia. Andalusia just says, okay, I'm going to get sieged. And you actually put the troops where they're needed.
Andalusia is actually close to being stabbed out.
Oh, yes? What are they at?
Yeah, they're at 30%. And Cordoba is being sieged right now.
Yep. They haven't got a huge number of forts elsewhere in the country either. So
I think once Cordoba falls, they have 50%. They can stab them out. Is Russia coming?
It's quite possible. Russia so far still not deploying at all in this fight. I mean, we're seeing fights where 200,000 men from Russia would absolutely be decisive. So it's
I wonder if the others know about this.
You have to imagine someone's noticed when you've got 3 players on a team.
Maybe Russia doesn't want it to be a pylon and they want to just stay out.
But what's the long-term play there? I mean, unless they're going to do some kind of dramatic turncoat, join the Imperials, which would be kind of fun, but...
I think they're trying to see who's losing and then join whoever that is.
It looks like it. Well, to be honest, I think we can see who that is, Russia. It's the ones you're already on the team with.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
That is, I mean... we're seeing a pretty hefty victory there, which is then going to let them move in. They are using the terrain to their advantage in both of these fights. Ooh, not quite able to get the win.
And there is a lot of reinforcements still on their side, whereas
on the
Britain...
British, still quite a few.
They also...
Not as many.
It's
not as many, but a few.
Too close to call.
Chat, while we're looking at these battles, I want you to make your predictions now. I want a C in chat if you think I'm right and the diagonals are going to take this home, and an F for Florry, please.
Why do I get the F?
C or F for the bets. I'm betting on the diagonals. I'll side with the main part.
There's a lot of Fs.
They think the Imperials. They think the Imperials. You know what, chat? It's just more satisfying when you're right
question.
against all odds.
Who do you want to win?
I think
which side are you rooting for, chat? I think the Imperials, because it's like
they're outnumbered.
Them versus everyone.
Yeah, but they're also the people that have been curb stomping for a long time here. And it looks like they are going to take both of these fights home, though. Yeah. I mean,
why does Germany have no cannons in the back row? Because cannons retreat now. So you need to reinforce. And you can reinforce with 2 a day. And for every maneuver that your general has, it adds 1. So sometimes it'll take a while for the back line to fill back up again. Yeah. And it seems like both of these battles have gone to the Imperials. The 2 million men battles there.
Very decisive.
Oh, and there's a big battle in Cordoba, which again, if they lose Cordoba, if Andalusia loses Cordoba, they can be stab it out. They can be stab it out.
And if they're stab hit out, that's as I was saying, very troubling for the diagonal forces because they won't have anywhere to go.
I don't think they would. Yeah, they won't have anywhere to go. And if they have a little bit of... If Britain can use their navy to block off the strait, then they're all trapped.
Whoa, though. Look at the numbers continuing to decline on the Imperial side. That's another kind of 160,000 less. Okay, I mean, that's interesting. We're seeing about 150,000 less just infantry on the Imperial side since I last checked, and 150 more infantry on the diagonal side since I last checked.
And that's not even counting the 100k cav.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's pretty intensive. I mean, the numbers, that even with all of these losses, the numbers are continuing to move in the in the diagonal direction.
Excuse me, I have a very important message from the chat.
Please do.
There is someone that is eating soup right now.
Eating soup?
I am eating soup right now. Any comment on that?
Yeah, you drink soup. You don't eat soup. You eat a broth, maybe.
This is difficult. I mean, no, I think you eat soup.
I'm being yelled at from backstage. You definitely drink soup.
You definitely drink soup. Yeah, I think... no, you eat soup.
You don't
eat soup.
You
drink water.
Well,
you drink...
Okay. At what point does water become soup? What concentration of non-water does it have? There's a war going on, Florry! What is going on?
I mean, there was no 1 million men battle. We gotta talk about some soup sometime.
You drink cereal? Cereal is a broth. I said you eat broth. Okay.
Cereal with milk is a soup. Cereal with milk is not soup.
It's broth.
Broth is soup.
No. I mean, yeah, obviously. But
don't know. I like how they stop fighting for 5 seconds and we start just randomly rambling about soup. I mean, what do you think
Germany
they're waiting for?
Out of manpower. They are zeroed out on manpower.
Scraping the barrel.
France,
what is their professionalism?
Plenty, yeah.
And they can still slacken. Like.
Yeah.
Oh, but their slackens aren't that big, right? This did get nerfed a little bit. It's 72k.
Yeah. Oh, and there's one gone down right then. Yeah. How's the African theatre? The African theatre is united, is what it is. So the African theatre is in Andalusia. If we take a look at the religion map right now, yeah. So Africa, with the exception of Zimbabwe, the entire Islamic Union is fighting in Andalusia right now. But they've been beaten back and beaten back. They're hugging the coast. I mean, it's not looking good. Here is another fight kicking off, though. I'm going to keep it from the British perspective.
Malay actually did manage to grab Sicily here. And they're now invading Sardinia. Nice. I think, they have the right idea. They're using their advantages. And
yeah, trying to make it move. Trying to make moves that they can. We've got a big fight here.
Full blockade is going to be nasty for the Pope.
It is. It's true. It's true. We've got 2 big fights now kicking off in what was once Hungary, now Scilly. And right now, the interception of the reinforcements did allow them to win the one in the east. Over here in the west, however, they are charging in more guys. We've got a lot of people on both sides. It's going to be a close one, as all of these are. And that is, I must say, and I hope you're enjoying this too, chat, but there's a lot of these fights have been close. They've
Yeah.
almost all been really close.
Yeah.
Which is, it's very nice to see. Another reinforcement interception, this time from the British, but I'm not sure because there's, I mean, this is close. With no terrain penalty.
I mean, what the thing is, the Imperials have to keep winning. They can't really afford to start losing battles because then the sieges will fall and they don't have any strategic depth.
Agreed. Agreed. I think, what the people really want to know, though, is how's our siege situation going? They grabbed 2 provinces, but I don't see where they are just now. I'm going to keep my eyes down.
I think they might have died.
I mean,
how close
trying.
is Silly to being separate pieced out?
34%. They got a lot of forts. Where is he? At 34%. I'm surprised.
34.
I'm surprised.
How come Andalusia is now
at 0? What
at
happened
0?
there?
What?
Maybe the fort occupations were given to them in Sicily. But I'm going to keep eyes on here. But I would check Sicily. That's my suspicion. And it looks like these fights are, I mean, they're too close to call, yet still. Reinforcements, the Germans, a long way back with their troops. Reinforcements running thin. Here's our war correspondent. Reinforcements running thin on the diagonal side, it looks like. But there we go. One fight to the diagonals, reinforcing into the other one here. We are seeing some cannonless back rows. Ooh, cannons on the front line. Oh, just... Not in time. They're back in, but
they do have plenty to back this up. They can reinforce this.
But the fact that those 2 days there costs them a -1 crossing penalty for the rest of this fight.
Meanwhile, there's the Koreans are finally here.
Okay, and the
Korea
Manchurians
is moving
marching
in.
through
Japan's
Chagatai,
moving
Japan
in.
marching through. That's a lot of people coming. That as we can see, it's going to start costing professionalism. Because yes, you can select from professionalism to help out with your manpower situation, but every time you do, your army's getting worse. I mean,
slightly.
It's not free.
It's not. It's definitely not free.
They did manage to carry the day in that second battle, though. That's 2 big victories for the Serbians, and you love to see that. I mean, it's going back and forth. It's a truly dynamic conflict, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Meanwhile, in Iberia, I am seeing a retreat across the strait. It looks like
they're gonna let it go.
I mean, it seems like Iberia is going to be allowed to fall.
If they have to be aware that Andalusia can then be stabbed out, right?
I mean, what is Andalusia bringing to the war still? 77,000 troops. I mean, it's not nothing.
That's not nothing.
It's definitely not nothing, but it's not a massive amount. And if they feel like they can't take this fight on favorable grounds, they appear to be attempting to force them to take a river crossing penalty, perhaps. Of course, they can blockade the straits for as long as they want.
They can block the strait, freeing up all these troops to come into Austria.
Yes.
However, all the French will also just leave.
Also, a bit of an edge case here, but obviously, and they have conditional military access to Andalusia if Andalusia peace out. Andalusia owns both sides of this strait. The strait would become neutral. They would then be able to cross it.
No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. The
No,
only
you have
way
to own both sides.
You have to own both sides. Yeah,
Okay.
Neutral. You can block neutral. Okay. The only way is if they separate peace out Andalusia, take both provinces, then they can walk across.
Okay, yes, that would be the play then. If you were Britain, I guess. I mean, we're looking.
I mean, do you want to start an offensive there, or do you want to turtle?
I don't know. I mean, they want to at least presumably keep their options open. You would think, but
and they are winning on that side, so
they are.
And it's 2 separate wars. Eventually, they will have to walk that way.
It's true. It's true.
I mean, so far they've got the wars pretty. I mean, it's 33% and 40%. They're actually really close to being able to piece out the Andalusian side.
It's true. I mean, the whole side. Yeah, Jesus. I
Max war score from ticking and 13.
I hope Desmond is stockpiling admin, but they're not. They are at +3, but they need to be focusing admin points right now and desperately trying to get ready to resist some of those stab hits. We've got another fight kicking off just west of Vienna here with again a terrain penalty. I don't think. They can't be taking all of these fights with terrain penalties because it's going to, over time especially, it will consistently go against them. Thing is, even if they do peace out Desmond, actually, now I think about it, it basically doesn't matter because they can just declare it again. They can have someone else
and they will.
declare,
They'll just truce break it. This war is not ending.
Yeah.
Do you know about the story why Desmond is fighting this war? It is
I mean, they were kicked out of Ireland.
Yeah, no, it's for a meme. So, like,
really?
Desmond wants Ireland.
All the best wars are.
Yeah. So what he wants is he wants to form Ireland.
Okay.
So his colonial nation in the Ivory Coast changes to, his colonial nation gets the Irish flag basically, and then they want to become them and then get the Ivory Coast so that they have the turnaround Irish flag, which is the same as Ivory Coast. Yeah.
That would be really good.
That is the reason there's 2 million dead in Iberia right now.
Okay. What are the total casualties reaching here? We're up to, 10 million. And these 2 huge fights kicking off. It looks like the the Koreans are here. That's going to make a big difference. Korea's here. Decan's back. And we've got Manchurians arriving.
There's also the French here now because of the troops.
Yes. Okay.
That got freed up. Yep.
Okay, which is just in time. So they did win the one in Vienna, though.
Very close, very close. There's
French
no backline. Now backline slowly
No.
being filled in.
Yeah, no backline for the British is really bad. But then there was that 9 and then a 0 roll. 9 to that 4, pretty close. Looking
Reinforcements are being cut off by Persia. Persia's been very aggressive with this.
The micro from Persia has been really, really nice.
On point, yeah.
Yeah, definitely makes you wonder what would have happened if the Knights had survived. It would have been a big difference in Europe. But we've got these huge numbers now of Asian reinforcements pouring in.
There is a lot more reinforcements ready, and there's not a lot on the Imperial side. Although the Pope is now coming in with 120k, and there's 32 Scandinavians coming in, 34
close.
French, another 47 Scandinavians recovering and up for fights.
That interception battle does not seem to be paying dividends over in the West. They're taking
it is
heavy
very
casualties.
close, so 0.9, 0.5. Are they going to come in on time?
That was a bad roll, very bad roll. That's a lot better, though. That could decide it.
And they are going to come in on time. Yeah.
They did just get there, but look at that. Continued reinforcements in the east. They are pushing over from the west, though. That's a big chunk of reinforcements now.
12
moving over from Trangao.
Oh, wow. Just on time. Just on time.
But there's still, there's still everything to fight for, and we've got more reinforcements. The Manchurians arriving on, the continent just in time.
Almost 2 million men in this one battle right now.
Jesus Christ. And there's more to come. We've got the Manchurians pushing in from the south. We've got the Japanese arriving, and here's some haggard Scandinavian forces pushing in. It's not going to be enough.
French are finally moving.
No, this one is going in favor of the diagonals, it looks like.
It's hard to tell how many reserves. They still have 107k reserves.
Look at those casualty numbers, though. They became extremely imbalanced. We were getting 7,000 per tick dying on the Imperial side. A million men
what a battle
in that province, and that is a decisive victory for the diagonals. I think I might be looking good.
No, they're not down enough for the count. Look at Germany.
They're definitely not down for the count, but their manpower is bleeding. And look at this, their professionalism, half what it was when we last checked in. Andalusia, meanwhile, of course, suffering a predictable fate at the hand of the Scandinavians. The thing is, though, and maybe, the Andalusian side may not know this, so many of the French French troops have gone. If they counterattacked right now, they could wipe out these Scandinavian troops.
Britain hasn't even begun to try yet. They don't even have their merc company. They don't have a single merc company hired. They're gonna keep going.
What's their military situation, financial situation? They are now down 400 ducats.
So the money situation might not be
26,000 ducats of loans, 27,000 ducats of loans. They must have been sending cash out to cash-hungry people, but they are.
They can take up to 150k. So
yeah, that's a Jesus Christ. That's a lot.
They're gonna want to start stabbing the Desmond War out as soon as possible. Although that war has kind of stagnated now.
Look at this slightly imbalanced conflict about to start over here in Prussia. Not looking forward to seeing the rest of that one. Russia, meanwhile, you have 275,000 manpower. What are you doing, man?
I think they should switch to the other side.
I think it might.
What they could do, because they can't really join the war against Serbia, but they could join the war against Desmond. If they ally Britain, they'll get a defensive war, and then they can hold the line here. The only issue is here, there's no battles anymore, so.
Is Russia eating? It's plausible.
Oh, that could also be the case.
They did have a huge fight just now, but you'd think they could at least fight in front of the screen. But, eat in front of the screen, not fight in front of the screen. Yeah, as we saw, the Scandinavians crushing those troops.
Ooh, wow. Big wipe in Treviso.
Are they going to try and reinforce? They're not.
No. You can get 2 wipes for free.
With that 2 terrain penalty counting the building.
Beautiful.
That's not, it's not the place they want to be fighting just now. Wow, that's some close stuff. What are we looking like on numbers now? Let's take the assessment from the British perspective. Okay, the Brits, the Imperial side, have managed to crank up their infantry count by another 300,000 since we last saw. So I imagine that's where a lot of that British wealth has been going, pouring it in to its allied nations to crank out the mercenary companies themselves, is my suspicion. I imagine that's more sensible for Britain right now because Britain still has the manpower, right? They're less urgently in need of mercenaries to prop up their front lines.
Yes, and it's a lot of micro to deal with, I suppose, as well.
And here we go. We're seeing a lot of these African troops move away from here and head east. So it looks like they are perhaps going to be coming and reinforcing the main European front line. What's interesting right now is if we look at this, both sides can't see most of each other's army. I mean, look at the perspectives here. It's just this one little thin strip that each have access to. The fog of war hiding millions upon millions of men.
There's been 12 million deaths in both wars combined. Actually crazy.
12 million. And that's 12 million so far. Again, these wars, they're in their proto stages. It's only been 7 years.
Yes.
I mean, they could go on for easily another 20.
And I really start to wonder, when are Texas and the United States going to jump into this?
I mean, you have to imagine they want to at some point. It's just them and Brazil and Gotland currently still at peace. I don't know what they're biding their time for. Perhaps there's some backroom dealings. I mean, if we saw Brazil, Gotland, United States and Texas all come in on the imperial side, that could be decisive. That could definitely be decisive. I suspect, and this is just a hunch, they might be trying to decide to come in on the same side because they want to be involved, presumably, in the war. They don't want to do their own local theater.
I mean, if you take a look at their allies, they are allied to the diagonal members.
Yeah.
So maybe.
It's kicking off once again in central Germany, southeastern Germany rather here. They did accept a terrain penalty in order to push in here. Not into the mountains, but the hills are hurting them. It doesn't have the +1 from that building, though. Looking like this is where it's all going to come down. I'm going to stay in Observer just for a minute so we can take a look at some of these reinforcements. I mean, look at this. We've got people going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 provinces. Not full of reinforcements. And that's direction, not 6 provinces total. Sorry, go ahead.
If only the Imperials knew that literally all of the diagonals just left the Iberians, because they're leaving 120k there. Okay, the 68 is now marching north.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll see. Oh, and I hadn't noticed this before. Look at this. The diagonal's bravest member, Switzerland, is in. I think.
Okay. Okay.
They're a subject of Yemen. I didn't realize.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
Okay. Still, but that's a lot of cores they could feed back in this war. You know.
I mean,
that's their priority right
Switzerland is going to get sieged down, and they won't have an army, and then they can just watch.
Yeah.
Watch to see other people fight for them. Yes. Very nice.
Major victory for the British in the east there.
And that means that they can reinforce this one too. Although Korea's here now, Persia, I don't. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell.
It's close.
It's a good battle for them, though. It's a very good battle for them.
Imploding on the first wave there, or perhaps the second. I'm unsure. We've got a bunch of cavalry though, taking up some.
204,000 Brits coming in from the north.
Yeah, and we're seeing front fights all the way along the front. Britain actually being sent packing from Vienna. They did attempt to push in there to intercept reinforcements. It did not work out for them.
360 AK waiting to move in.
Look at that. And then if we're looking at from the other side, similar numbers, honestly, as many that we could do it pushing in here. It's pretty insane. We're looking at, I mean, there's some
51K
some pretty impactful roles going on here as well. We're looking at that Scandinavian mad discipline. None of their units actually in the front.
I mean, I think with the battles being this big, the rolls will probably be even for both sides because it's taking so long. And
it's only when it happens right now, though.
Serbia's leaving.
Okay, and then that 3 is not going to be high enough. It's only right at the end. So that's an interesting tactic from Serbia, probably thinking they can retreat and then re-enter this battle.
Oh, perhaps,
yeah. Finished.
Yeah.
It does mean a morale hit to those left behind, but only proportional to the size of the total stack. So in a big situation like this. But look at this. We have some Mamluks coming in here. Reinforcements just not coming up
yeah, they got it. Wow,
the others
massive
aren't even
battle.
trying. They're backing off, reassembling for the next one.
Oh, and Desmond's about to get wiped.
Oh, no. Where? Oh,
yes. And right next to it. Oh, this might actually happen.
-2 penalty, though. They have time, it looks like.
5, 4. It's gone.
Oh,
it's gone. It got wiped.
Desmond's
That's
gone.
80,000 troops out of the picture. Wow. Beautiful.
Ouch, ouch, ouch. I mean, that's not what you
Now we're
want
supposed
see.
to be impartial, right?
As long as one of us is taking each side, it's okay, I think. I mean,
Yeah.
casualties
I would have said it too if it was British troops getting wiped. We
sure.
all like wipes, right?
Wipes are, I mean, they're just fun. They're just fun. You're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. Meanwhile, in the east, it's interesting that we're seeing various of the horizontal forces.
A little mini war going on.
Yeah, just trying to start these little fights, keeping the Scandinavians out of it. And that one looks like it is going to go Decan's way. Scandinavia has been used to having a massive, massive advantage in terms of military quality. But if we take a look at Decan here, not against Decan. 20% infantry combat ability, 135. 0.2 discipline.
Yeah, the national ideals are nuts. People call Nepal the Prussia of the East, but really, Deccan is, they've got everything that Prussia has, or a little bit less. A little bit
The only thing they're missing really is the militarization, basically.
Yeah.
But apart from that, yeah, at 135 discipline, they're really holding their own there, crushing in and forcing a lot of these Scandinavian forces to not be deployed down here. But the thing is, with the length of these battles, they have all the time they need to react.
They do. Yes and no, because if sometimes they're late with cannons or sometimes they're early with reinforcements.
Yeah,
you gotta time it right.
Yeah,
but at this point they must be pretty tired. So
let's hear from one of the players who is being some of the movers and shakers in this war. I'll leave you to hold the camera here, and if you wanna,
all right.
pop in there.
Hello, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm great. We're in a war, I heard.
Yeah,
we declared it.
You declared it. You're the Desmond player, right?
Yes, I'm Desmond.
And you're looking to do your Ivory Coast. Can you let's explain the plan for a little bit?
So the plan is, first our plan was to get the Ivory Coast, because the Ivory Coast is Dutch, at least the flag. Nearly.
Right.
So, and now we want Ireland back.
Yes.
Or at least the Kingdom of Wales, because Ireland is a lot of development.
You still have cores on it.
We do. They
Nice.
don't expire for another 30 years.
Okay. Well, I think the core it
has
keeps increasing after if you
so we
declare
have-
wars. Yeah.
Right. So now we have until forever.
Yeah. Seems good. How do you feel your prospects in this war?
Difficult, because we did lose Andalusia. So basically Spain, we are just holding the strait now.
Yeah.
And the war in Germany is silly. It's difficult, to say the least.
It is very difficult to tell. It's been very back and forth. So it's been an absolute pleasure to watch. Are you moving your troops to join the Serbian side now?
Yes, we are there. We are absolutely there, because we're just sending our 10 boats to hold the Strait of Gibraltar and hope Great Britain doesn't notice.
Okay, yeah. They're doing pretty much the same thing. They still keep the 68,000 there.
Yeah, if you see the Navy there,
there's
no Navy.
I think people are also like tired, so having one front might be better for everyone. You know,
that is very
in
true.
everyone's
They don't
interest.
have to click everywhere.
Yes, yeah. All right. So if you do win, will we see in Ireland today, or do you have to like?
We've checked. We can only take like 5 provinces. There's 12.
Okay.
I don't think we can win 3 wars.
I think if you do win, Britain will be courteous enough to let you form Ireland. I think that.
I hope so.
Probably will do it.
Then we will definitely form Ireland.
All right. Seems good. Perfect. Well, do you have anything else to say, or are you?
No, actually, we've reached all of our goals. We got, thanks to the
Yeah,
great
you did.
AI, we got Ivory Coast.
And you have you started as Desmond. You stayed Desmond.
Well, we died in the middle, but we are now Desmond again.
Details.
Have you seen our great monument of the Ivory Coast?
Let's see. Oh, what? Okay, hold on. Let me try and move the camera here. Ladies and gentlemen, Desmond has the Inukshuk Wonder. They actually moved it from Canada. That is pretty hard.
That was our vessel, so we were said, hey, this is ours. We moved it.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's one of the few wonders that you can move, chat.
Yeah, one of 4, I think.
Yeah. Perfect. Wow. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Me.
Right. Oh. Give me a moment. Man appears to have a large No offense, obviously. So, let's get our eyes back on this front line here. Jesus, there we go. We're looking
3 battles going on right now.
Oh, yeah, okay. And the front line, I love how it's being a bit dynamic. Front line shifting east. And these aren't distraction battles. I can't tell which is the major one, which is
Nope.
the kickoff. These are all impactful, sizable battles. And that's Great Britain down to 60,000 manpower now. You have to imagine they're beginning to feel the pain. I'm curious about this kind of continued attempt to target Scandinavia with all these sieges when there are, battles of this magnitude to be fought.
I mean, they have to try to make progress somewhere.
It's true.
And every land that they grab, because of the land of the West is so highly developed,
yes,
everything does damage. Like
it's true. It's true. It makes your loan smaller, makes your manpower smaller, makes the slack and pull smaller. It all has an impact. It all has an impact. And of course, they are urgently need a war score to avoid some kind of stab hit issue.
Actually, 5 war score away.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a battle in the center, going to the Imperials, and with those reinforcements.
And the battle in the north.
And
the battle in the south. 3 for 3. My God. Okay.
The high stack white potential.
No,
okay, they got some reinforcements in time. Interesting to see they attempted to retreat back.
Well, actually, they've got 2 to 1, and it's wiped. What is this? 110k wiped.
My
what?
God, that was something.
Wow.
That's
110k.
That was almost swung the infantry advantage in the Imperials' favor. Jesus, that was a massive, massive victory.
What an offensive by the Imperials, yeah. 3 battles in a row and then 100k stack, right? They must be feeling very good right now.
Yeah. They retreated 1 province back. I mean, that's a manual retreat.
Yeah, it's a manual retreat. I think they were hoping that they could
come back into one of the other fights.
Yes. Yep.
Well, it did not play out that way. Ouch, ouch, ouch. And these Serbian troops up here, feeling like they could have been the numbers that were needed to swing that fight, but we will see. We will see. Meanwhile, we've got some new Andalusian forces being raised in Ceuta and then heading east immediately as they rise up here, while Aachen holds the straight.
Aachen holding the straight with the Free Company and the Independent. Aachen, how is Aachen paying for this?
They have infinite money.
All right, yeah, fair enough. They've got 400k. Okay.
The numbers in terms of ships are interesting because while there is, of course, a heavy advantage on the diagonals side, the Imperials, if they concentrated their forces, they could absolutely force this fleet out of the Strait of Gibraltar.
There is a big battle in Prussia, and it is very close here. Yeah. It looks like the Serbians have slightly more morale, but their front line is collapsing, and I think they have it. Yes.
Yeah, with no reinforcements available near there, that looks like a major Imperial offensive is now starting.
And there was British reinforcements as well, just in case, but they didn't need the help.
I mean, it does. I mean, the Americans in Texas seem like. I mean, I want to know where they are. I want to know what they're doing with their.
Long live the Federal Empire! British Assembly abolished.
2-1-1.
Oh no!
In Britain.
Wait, is this real?
As well.
What is this event?
Were they just attempting to get rid of the Republic so they could get a bit more absolutism, maybe? I don't know. What the players there for a bit more discipline?
I've not seen this one before. I don't.
No, I'm not familiar. All right, they're kicking off here. Gibraltar fleet suffering naval battery attrition. Is that what's going on here? Yeah, it is, I think. Hostile waters. All right, but let's keep our eyes over here because we have another set of major battles kicking off so far, going heavily in favor of the diagonals. Look at this, the reinforcements coming into this top one, not sufficient. Looks like the Imperials deciding it's just not a good idea to fight in
it's the -2. Yeah.
Let's take this one down here, fighting in this province.
And there's going to be another big battle in Ostrava. No, they moved out at the last second.
I mean, this one here is where a huge portion of the battles have been fought because, if we take a look here, it's the only one of the two bits of flat land actually on this front line between the two sides. You know what I'm going to do? Let's be heretical for a minute. I'm going to watch this battle on the terrain map mode.
Wow. Wow. The terrain map mode.
I mean, they're pushing in.
Do you use that map mode?
No, never.
Me neither.
When you do a clean install of EU4, when you boot it for the first time, it shows you the terrain map mode, and then never again until you next have to clean install the game.
yeah.
Basically.
I mean, it does look more aesthetically no. I need my political map mode.
It kind of doesn't as well.
Thanks, I hate it.
But,
I mean, it's nice to see them on the grass, I suppose.
Okay, they're pushing in, and the fight in the north, the Manchurians pushing in, looks like that might go in the Diagonal's favor. No, another massive British reinforcement in there has turned the favor there. They're retreating. Are they retreating one province to try and join this fight? We'll see.
Maybe, but Persia's going in, but no leader to stop the reinforcements coming in?
Oh, yeah.
Will they assign a leader? Yeah, they assign a leader to the last minute.
Just in time, did stop those German reinforcements. That
the thing is, they will always have a line through Brünn to reinforce.
Yeah,
Brünn.
Very hard to stop that with all of the forts in this area, meaning that movement is very, very restrictive. Yep, and they're kicked out, meaning they're now able to reinforce. And if we take a look behind the lines on the diagonal side, no one rushing to reinforce this fight. There's stuff left, but it's not looking like it's interested in being involved just now. My lord. Silly really being the Belgium of this world war. Just all of the fight taking place on their land.
The silly people must be so confused right now. What did we do to deserve this?
And there we go, that farmlands fort falling back into Imperial hands. I feel like they've gone 2 or 3 times back and forth. And the question on everyone's lips, where is Russia? They have massively increased the size of their army. Another 80,000 men raised, another 200,000 manpower saved.
I think they're going to switch sides, man. I think they're going to switch sides somehow.
Oh my god!
They peaced out. They actually are. Are they actually going to switch sides?
Holy crap. They're going to switch sides. That
Will they? Will they? Allied with Serbia and Persia still. Allied with Serbia and Persia. What are they going to do?
Why would they peace out if they weren't going to change sides? Holy Christ. That's
going to have a very impact on the numbers of the war, right?
I mean, that's going to if they just start sieging into Chagatai, it's going to force like the entire East Asian alliance to pull back.
Yes, and then it'll be very complicated for them.
Really will.
Because they'll need to coordinate with 17 members or something, and Russia is just doesn't even... If Russia starts an offensive in Chagatai, they don't even need to communicate with Germany because it's just them.
Oh, yeah, and they can actually get those 100% and start knocking people out in the east unless they pull back enough, which is obviously going to be decisively different on the front here. What we are seeing, interestingly, is the Imperials have all pulled back from the front line, which to me suggests there's kind of active conversations. You know, what are we going to do? What are we going to send? Where are we going to send people? Gotland, by the way, just as a sidebar, just claimed the naval hegemon, our first hegemon of the game so far. Nice, nice. Andalusia falling to noble rebels, it looks like. The automated AI defense system that we all know and love in these longer wars. Great Britain's losses slightly decreased, actually. They still have a while. They're only going to take out, you know, they've got one lone... they've got 35 loans currently taken out. They're having to take one loan every, let's call it 2 months. So they've still got a good 60 months. But 60 months before they go bankrupt is not that long. Let's call it 70 because I rounded.
I mean, we have 2 hours left, so...
Yes, actually, one thing to note, chat. I believe we may be ending gameplay at 11, which is in only an hour and a half.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, white piece from Nepal.
White priests from Nepal, they're getting out?
Is that because Russia's threatening them?
Maybe. I think there's going to be a lot of talking.
Are we going to see a unified Asian backstab? Like, if Russia and Nepal now go together against Chagatai and Manchu.
I mean, the Khan was thinking about it. Then they probably looked at the diplomat mode and were like, nope, I'm going to switch sides.
That's interesting. That is interesting.
What is Nepal going to do? Are they enlightened now?
I can't see why they would want to leave the war if they weren't going to go against some of their allies over here in the east, because what were they losing by being in the war? Russia proved you don't have to fight to be in the war. They did it for plenty of time. Brad Steven, the sinking ship. The ship's not sinking. They've lost 3 provinces.
I mean, they are about to get stab hit out, maybe.
It's true. But only if Britain wants to end the war for almost nothing, and why would they?
Yeah, why would they? It's the last war.
I mean, this is the battle for the victory.
The war to end all wars.
Yeah, absolutely. And another fight kicking off here, looking like a relatively small one to start with, but of course we know how these things go, and those numbers are not going to stay low. Chat, tell me your theory about what the heck is going on with Russia and Nepal. Is there some kind of backroom dealing? Is there an Eastern Bloc forming to try and cause some trouble there? What do you think? Easy victory for the British in that fight.
Oh, there's a pause.
Oh, very brief pause.
Very
Interesting.
brief pause by B7. Who's
German
that?
armies
Zimbabwe.
teching up. And
Maybe they dropped
upgrading
their pen on the
units.
pause button again.
Yeah. Looks like Florry's winning the bet. It looks that way so far. But I mean, if this war was to be pieced out now, there could always be there could be another one after it, and you could see these alliances, fracture depending on how people decide to go for the true anarchy that we'll get in the final kind of half hour. The Russia and Nepal going for Asia. I mean, it seems likely, doesn't it? Russia, if that's the case, they really let their allies bleed in order to weaken them up ahead of actually kicking off. I mean, Nepal. What's Nepal's feeling about Russia? Are they even able to offer an alliance right now? No. Are they improving relations with each other? They're not. So, I mean, it will be interesting. It will be interesting what happens there.
He's improving relations with Manchu and Siam, but other than that.
Yeah.
Is he waiting for a truce to end? The only truce ending is Scotland? 1060. What is Russia doing? Are they waiting for a truce to end?
It's going to be a while they'll be waiting. I mean,
yeah,
this war's
6
been going
years.
on for, a good hour and a half so far. In the last hour and a half, we've gone 11 years. So, I mean, using those maths, we've only got an hour and a half left. They're not going to be able to wait out many of these truces, or at least not if they want to do anything later. Can we see the troops waiting in the Eastern Bloc? Yeah, sure, I'll switch perspective for a bit. I mean, look at that. Just absolutely stonking great numbers of troops around here.
And this is quite satisfying to watch, so seeing all these provinces filled with massive armies.
Yeah, before the fight starts, I guess I'll stay in the kind of troop
I think they
observer
might be
mode.
negotiating right now.
It's possible. I mean, there's very little action on the front. This one Serbian army looks like they're just kind of scouting. But
It's been a while since there was a big battle here, so
it's
I think
plausible there's a negotiation ongoing in terms of what's going to happen with this war. I mean, we're calling it the war because it does look like it, but there's other wars that could happen. There's
especially now with Nepal piecing out, and there's still Texas and the United States that are...
Yeah, I mean, they want a final hurrah. No one wants to go quietly into that good night. A lot of forces moving down. Still fighting in Italy. And, yeah, I mean, the rest of them moving in for the reinforcement.
Okay.
Looking pretty good.
There we go.
That fight being... Yeah, that's a big roll for the early on crush from the Pope. But, yeah, the reinforcements...
I guess this concludes negotiations.
Yeah, if there were any. But that is a 2-point advantage on terrain, counting the building. So
yes.
I mean, that's the equivalent of attacking straight into a mountain fort.
The building that Serbia built, of course.
Yes, that's got to be frustrating.
Funny that you
and
can
they
join
lost
that.
it. They lost the fight while the reinforcements not moving in fast enough. Wouch. Wouch. I mean, that's got to sting. That's got to sting.
Yep.
We're seeing no more peace outs yet, but I mean, once the dominoes start to fall, players get nervous. They think, how long can I stick in it if people are abandoning ship here?
Meanwhile, at Castellan,
Oh, nice.
we've got the Jolly Caster as a flagship. And he's privateering in the epic privateering in Constantinople. Let's see how much money they're actually stealing. They've got 68% of the value there. Look at us having an impact. Let's go.
Nice.
69% of the trade power now.
Perfect. Ooh, Papacy just got wiped.
Oh no!
Really as the offensive as the war heats up again,
Reignites.
A bunch of British forces moving back down to Italy to reinforce. It's close. It's close. I mean, we'll see. I'm so curious about what Russia's going to do. I mean, Ryazan, we know they've taken on heavy odds and won before, and yeah, here's that fight kicking off again. This is the problem, though. Fighting into Treviso is just so tough for the diagonals. That -2 penalty, it really does tell over time.
Yep, it really does. Someone in chat is asking, interesting that the Pope doesn't venture his fleet out to beat the Serbian one. They could, but the problem is the Japanese fleet is here, and also the Malaya fleet is around somewhere.
But if the Malaya fleet had to move away from blocking the strait, I mean, that could cause issues.
They actually are gone right now. I don't know where they are.
They're docked over by the Strait of Gibraltar. That was the strait I meant, but I mean, and they could always, the problem is if the Pope sends men down, unless they send like a decisive number down, they could always just return and trap them. So merely the fact they could block the strait in some ways does block the strait. But look at this. We've got 3 fights forming up and down this front, and they're looking comprehensively Imperial favored. That is, I mean, that's got to hurt. Gotland in a war.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Scotland is in a war. Scotland has declared their own war against the Papal States, the Gotlander conquest of Corsica. Corsica, notably, a province that they cannot occupy because Malaya has control.
Okay. Yeah, that is not going to work for them, but
great,
sure.
But they are roaming around off the British fleet. Teasing.
316 light ships. Oh, that means that we're at war with the Pope.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, we picked that. So the Caster Nation picked the one thing where you can only ally other pirates. So
I see.
Wow.
Okay, so Castellan has officially, taken a side here against the papacy. Interesting to see. Interesting to see. Does that mean they won't be losing war score? Yeah, when the war goal is occupied by a third party, neither people get ticking war score.
Yeah.
They actually did manage to push through Treviso. Wow, I am impressed. And they're taking a 3 penalty there. That seems ill-advised. Yeah, they're retreating from that one. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Scotland not at war with Great Britain? What? That seems unlikely.
They're not at war with Great Britain because they're fighting with Great Britain on the same side,
No,
right?
they're out. The war's over.
Oh.
Scotland, what are you doing, man?
What happened here?
They have 11,000 ducats. Were they paid off?
Perhaps.
I mean, that's interesting.
Huh.
What the heck happened there?
Okay, I'm very curious to see what happened with that, indeed.
And look at this, though. The diagonals are pushing into Italy now. They're approaching the war goal, which honestly could prove impactful here as their risk of being pieced out. The Imperials can now piece out Desmond if they chose to.
They have 51%. But again, I don't think they will. They're going to keep fighting until the end of the game unless they somehow run out of money or manpower. But
that would be my suspicion. I'm being asked if Gotland's coring land, which is a good question. Did they sneak somewhere there? No, there's no overextension here. Unless they took some colonies off people, but...
The Indian theater of the war is there's no one in India.
Yeah, no, the war is very unified in the east. It's just going to be interesting to see. Russia and Nepal seem poised to open up a second front, but that's just our speculation. Yeah, the diagonals being driven back out of Italy there. Can someone pay Russia to get in there? It's possible. It's possible. I imagine people are certainly having wars.
Russia's at war! Russia's at war with Romania. Russia's joining the Imperial side.
Russia has declared war on the Imperial side, and Persia has pieced out. No, Persia's still in. Persia's still in. But look at that. Russia charging in against Romania.
Beacons are lit.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. That changes everying. That's a massive number of troops. That's a, 416,000 man swing.
And they have 350k manpower in the bank right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a huge, huge number of troops that just came in there. And look at this. The Pope intending to capitalize on this momentum. Huge numbers of troops.
Wait, no, Russia's declaring war on both sides.
What?
They're declaring war on both sides. They're both at war with the diagonal and the Imperial sides. It's actually true neutral at the same time.
God. But they're not.
Let's go.
They have sent all their troops into Romania, which seems a little less neutral. But
yeah, sure.
that is interesting. What the hell?
I mean, they do the best when they're outnumbered 4-1, so they're trying to get the out.
They just needed the numbers against them. This is what is sometimes known as chaotic stupid, I think. But we'll see. And Treviso, the battles there just keep going on and on and on as each side assaults it back and forth. Russia instantly occupying large swathes of Crimea there. But that is insane. And that chat, I'm going to swear, I apologize, but that message in chat does rather sum it up. Fucking hell, this is awesome. And it really is. We are looking at a massive, massive conflict now. I mean, look at this. Suddenly, from the perspective of the diagonals, they're looking rather hemmed in as they're being crushed into the Balkans from 2 directions.
Yeah.
Not able to press home their advantage in
Nepal
Italy.
left, Siam left, Yemen left, Somalia. Wait, hold on. No, they're still in.
No, okay.
And Siam is also still in, yes.
Okay. Serbia has sent troops over along with Romania in order to try and get at war with the Russians. And yeah, North America just chilling for now, not too concerned. What is the troop quality difference here? We're looking at a sizable morale advantage on the Serbian side, a tactics advantage on the Russian side, and a slight discipline advantage as well. Also, Serbia is deploying large numbers of cavalry, so their troops are hitting hard, and there we go, cavalry deployed into the center of that fight. That 9 roll is actually chunking through their morale. It looks like Russia may live to regret this, but you know that the diagonals are suffering from the absence of Serbian troops in key battles. Like and there's being fought in Treviso, which looks like it is going to go decisively.
That is going to the Imperial side.
Meanwhile, however, back over in Crimea, the Serbians have yeeted the Russians out of that province, and we're going to see if, I mean, the Russians could yet switch sides again. Yeah, they could. I mean, no, well, not really, because they're at war with both sides now, so... True. There's no side to switch to. Out with both would be the way you switch sides now?
I mean, they're not really starting their conquest of Österbotten, so...
Not really, no, and that is indeed yet another defeat for the diagonals in Treviso.
Scandinavia actually flipped Norse culture now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Bit more discipline.
I noticed because it's not Österbotten, but now it's Oosterbotten.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Name got changed slightly.
And we are seeing, probably a stack wipe there. Oh, no, maybe not. I think I was a bit too slow. But yeah, African Union troops doing what they can to make up for the absence of a lot of these Serbian troops who are necessarily tied up fighting Russia. I mean, the thing is, Russia, sure, they joined both sides, but they're only fighting the diagonals. So it kind of feels like they joined both sides, but did they? I mean, maybe they were pushing for a separate peace against Romania, trying to do that early and then move against Scandinavia, but...
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, if they went on to the northern side, I mean, they are sending troops north, or did they just retreat here? They just retreated there, okay.
Is Russia or Germany? They're not, no. Just because the nature of these massive alliances is that not everyone is actually formally allied with everyone else. So they don't get called in.
I mean, since it's a defensive war, Germany can always come in. All they need to do is send an alliance offer to Scandinavia, and then they're in.
Yeah. If they actually decided they were like urgently needed, but we'll see. Russia so far being having the floor kind of wiped with Serbia, but the problem is, let's look at Russia's manpower, 320,000, Serbia's manpower, 27,000. I mean, that's the kind of disparity that you just don't want to see. If you're Russia, you could sustain a much longer war here.
Well, actually, it depends, because Serbia has 65 professionalism.
Okay, and Russia?
So that is, how many slackens is that? 10, 11, 12, 13 slackens?
And Russia has none.
And Russia has none. So 13 times 50K.
Yeah.
Help.
13 times 50K?
650,000, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. so Serbia actually has more reserves than the Russians here.
We're good at maths.
Yeah, let's go. No math on stream. Imperials have Treviso again. Yeah, they pushed all the way through, and they transferred the fort over to Britain. Maybe Britain has more defensive numbers?
Who's Nepal fighting? Is Nepal fighting someone? Yes. Wait, what? Nepal is also fighting both sides. They're fighting Persia and Russia. Okay.
I guess Russia's just its own side now.
I guess, but Persia is in on this side.
What? Okay.
Against Britain, and Persia
Nepal wants their revenge.
Persia has been being really influential on this front line. I feel like they might have to just cede land to Nepal because
the War of Nepalese Aggression.
What?
It's an OCB, and now they're at war with Russia and Persia. Persia
was incidental. It was an OCB against Russia.
Yes, but Persia is allied to Russia.
Why not just declare war on Persia, you madman?
And so now you have... Persia that's joining Serbia and Romania in the war against Germany, but Russia is fighting Romania, so they're not in that war, and oh my god, okay.
What on earth?
This is a very weird triangle.
That is a heck of a bizarre triangle. And we're still seeing, I mean, the thing is, these numbers on the front line, I feel like they're actually kind of declining. I mean, look at that. That's a massive loss for the Serbian side, obviously.
And look at how many troops the other side has.
It's rising.
They're up to 1 million. They've got more. Was there a landing in Ireland? Did I see that right?
What? Yes. Yemen managed to occupy Pale. Let's go.
Oh my god! And the last minute save by Britain, scrambling to get some units in here. These must be...
Holy crap! Oh, no, they have a fort there. I was going to say,
Jesus Christ. That would have been sick.
I thought Britain was about to get 100,000 men stuck in Ireland if they could occupy this side of the strait.
The fact that they saw this coming is because if they hadn't seen this and they had landed there, because I'm pretty sure Malaya has superiority, and then Britain might not be able to take any more loans, and then the war is just over.
Britain
swing.
Britain only has another 100 months left till bankruptcy.
Okay, yeah.
That's like an hour.
I don't know what is the British Navy like.
That means they might go bankrupt like clockwork as the stream ends. Like they might be
that would be perfect. That would actually be perfect.
So when I said they were going to lose a war, like a financial conflict.
No. You can totally fight a war whilst bankrupt. It is totally possible. Man, this would have been a really cool reverse successful Gallipoli.
It would if they had managed to actually occupy it and keep the strait. But I mean, they've got to fort both sides of the strait. They saw it coming.
Yeah,
Definitely. Russia still
that
very
is
much
sharp though.
Russia is on the back foot, but they have managed to send the Serbian forces reeling, and that does mean Serbia is going to have to start slackening if they and they just did if they want to keep their manpower sustainable. But we will see. We will see. I
mean, I guess Malaya could go for another play if they try to maybe do something in Scandinavia or something like that.
What I'm concerned about is where is the United States and Texas? They cannot be content to just sit over here.
Another landing.
Oh, nice, and one that they can actually hold.
Yeah, this one they can keep. Yeah.
Nice, as long as they occupy the province.
Are they trying to island trap him? Do you think he's gonna fall for this?
I don't think so.
Oh, we have a naval battle actually.
Oh yeah, okay. Deciding to take the fight. No. Okay,
Britain retreats.
Straight back.
Oh no, they're going back straight back in.
Okay. Let's see here. We got 26
Benjamin
heavies
Buckingham
versus 16. That's looking very much advantageous for Britain, and they've got the wooden wall. They both have the.
How does Yemen have the wooden wall?
What?
Huh?
Desmond troops, but there's no Desmond's. What?
Wait, hold on. Let me check their ideas. Did they have like a
here?
What?
I'm not sure how that's happening, but here is the major Malayan reinforcement. Britain looked like they were going to be able to make some moves there, but now they are just being crushed back down and, sent packing, unfortunately. Updated troop count, it would be my great pleasure, chat. So the Russian side now has same kind of numbers, 400,000 in terms of the... Look at this. If we look at this, Scandinavia, France, Great Britain, Kingdom of God, okay, just 4 of the members, 1 million infantry. The whole alliance, 1.17 million infantry. Poland and Germany not adding a whole lot to this right now, looking a little bit on the weak side. But yes, the numbers are swinging in favor of the Imperials quite comprehensively. I think I just heard a peace deal sound. Yes, Andalusia was forced out. And Somalia. Oh, okay, it's the whole thing. The Desmond War is over, and another Gotland one has begun.
Instantly afterwards. The Gotlander conquest of London.
Yeah.
Oh, they might piece this one out.
They might.
Because if they... Oh, they're landing on it. They're landing on London.
But what are they hoping
they're landing
to
on
do with
They're
that?
hoping to achieve that if they siege it down, they can finish one of their missions and burn London to the ground.
Oh my god.
Yes, that is what they're doing.
They're definitely not going to manage that, unfortunately.
Well, he's landing with 25... I mean,
Yeah,
Britain sees this coming.
They're only like
Britain sees this
12
coming.
days away.
They'll be having none of this. How annoying it must be to micro the war in Austria and then still need to defend your island from these constant attacks.
It's true. It's not London, actually, Florry. It's Londek Zadroj.
Zadroj.
I'm not sure how you say that. But
Did they end up making Kent Dutch culture? No, they did not. Okay.
Tragically. I mean, we are seeing. All right, here's the peace deal from Gotland. They want London.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Have to imagine that's not going to go down very well. But that's a peace deal for the Desmond alliance. Desmond is at 1 stability now, so they could go back into the war if they wanted to, and that's difficult because that means Deccan no longer at war with Great Britain.
Oh yes.
Siam no longer at war with Great Britain. Those were two of the people contributing large numbers of troops whose forces are now black flagged and are going to need to go all the way home, come all the way back. It's tricky.
Yeah, it is very tricky indeed.
Well, I suppose they wouldn't have to actually. If they
entered
the same war, they could transfer occupation, but I mean...
Yeah, that would be a bit of a hassle.
And Deccan is notably still in the war against Russia, meaning that they could just pivot their attention to that front.
Imagine if they peace out now and then everyone's at war with Russia. Because if they peace out of the Serbian war...
Yeah. Yeah, it's true, they could. That would be very funny.
Yeah, that would be kind of funny.
Great Britain was just like, you know what? Give us a couple of provinces in Ferrari, not the whole country, just half. US and Texas.
US and Texas, let's go. Finally, war on this side. They are at war with Gotland.
Gotland, which means they're kind of siding Imperial despite being allied to the Africans.
They're just siding anti-Gotland because they've been bullied by Gotland the whole game. They've been blackmailed. They've been threatened.
And Gotland right now is very much busy fighting the UK. Its navy is heading across here over to try and fight this at home. But the troop counts from Texas alone are looking pretty mighty. And when we factor in those Americans...
I mean, Texas also has some badass ideas.
Oh, alliance office from Serbia being sent to the United States. Interesting, interesting. Not being accepted yet, but that could turn things around.
So
Russia
Texas is joining the diagonal side, but they are at war with Gotland. Who is
the Imperial side, and they're getting an alliance offer from Serbia.
Would they accept it?
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
No, it's come in 3 times.
I mean, they are allied to Andalusia and the Mamluks. I wonder how. I mean, Gotland. Can Gotland do anything against this? I don't think so, right? Their only power is their navy.
I don't see how Gotland could win this war. They've got a lot of money. They've got 12,000 ducats in the bank. But in terms of generals, they have 3-1 is their best general at this stage in the game, and that's not enough.
I mean, they have 85k units, only 15 artillery, and the Texans alone have double that. So
it's not looking good for them at all.
Mexico
also,
is going to change hands, definitely.
Russia looks like the diagonals are taking out some of their pent-up frustration from not being able to push forward that front by simply beating down Russia, and they're doing it very successfully.
Oh, you were talking about the 12k. Take a look at Gotland's debt.
Oh my God, they have 40,000 ducats in loans. That is outrageous.
Yeah.
My Lord.
I mean, they should take them now.
Yes, I mean, there's no reason not to, really.
Yeah, because and the reason to take them now is because Mexico is about to get sieged down, and then they won't be able to take them anymore.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. They actually did take them a long time ago, though. Interestingly, they've had those 12,000 ducats for years.
Maybe they saw it coming or something. I don't know.
Maybe. Big fights happening in northern Italy, and they are going the Imperial way. I mean, so many of those Imperial troops. I mean, look at this. We've got Somalian troops sitting here in Scilly, unable to help because they got pieced out of that war. And, I mean, it's proving pretty impactful.
This actually means that we're also in the war against the United States.
Oh, yes. Cool.
Miley Cyprus.
Well, they were late. They deserve it. They deserve it. Switzerland's out of the war, by the way. They got pieced out.
They actually got white peace.
Of course, because of the because they're under Yemen, who was
the
Gotland.
The
Desmond.
Yes,
war. Yes. I think Russia is at risk of being pieced out here. What's happening with Nepal?
Well, actually, you know.
Oh, Nepal pieced out with Persia and is now at war with Russia, but their troops are staying home.
Okay.
Oh, and we have new forces being sent over from the team top right. Chagatai Manchurian forces marching across here, and they are at war with... no, they're not at war with Russia. Okay, interesting. I guess Russia just is a kind of being treated like a handled threat here. Oh, some pushes in here, but without anything to back them up. Those look like they're not going to go anywhere. That's Persia throwing troops away, honestly, with those pushes without backup. But
I mean, the backup is still recovering. It's on its way. But
Moscow on its way to falling now.
Yeah. Moscow on its way to falling?
Yeah.
I mean, if they can kick out Russia, then they will have some... If they can kick out Russia, then Russia, the only thing Russia is fighting is the Scandinavians. So this is their top 1 priority right now.
Absolutely.
Forcing them into your side by beating them.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. Over in the Gotland War, we are seeing them, bravely attempting to hold the line, but with a 2-shock advantage and a... not a significant enough terrain bonus. I have to imagine Gotland has no real chance there.
Oh, big naval battle to see who decides.
Oh, yes.
To decide who rules the waves in northern Scotland, and it is still Malaya.
Yeah.
Oh, but Britain's cycling his navies though.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of galleys in that fight.
Sinking quite a few heavies here.
Large numbers of heavies.
I really want to know where that naval combat bonus of a phone coast is coming from for Malaya.
And the 2-shock also giving Malaya a nice advantage.
Giving Malaya no point that they cannot recover their morale by cycling in the navy like this. So he's going to keep fighting until the month tick, and then he's going to move in this new navy.
We are seeing large numbers of Malayan heavies having their morale get seriously damaged. And the fight...
They retreat out. He's going to go back in, and...
Yep.
He's going to catch him.
At half morale. That's a lot of Malayan heavy ships taking some rather serious problems. They're both doing the cycling, though. But that's probably part of why they wanted to occupy Orkney.
Yeah.
It's going to allow them to give these glaciers to do these naval fights. I really love
Definitely. Some advanced naval combat going on here, but it's going to snowball into one side here.
It's close. It's looking like...
a lot of red, but now a lot of red on the British side.
The British side taking massive hits.
And they retreated out? Okay.
Interesting. They retreated out to... Oh, so they're the ones that get the repair tick.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now they're catching... Okay,
oh, but now he's moving in with the whole navy?
New wave. Okay, whole navy is an interesting play. Why would you bring out the transports?
It's 6.5 morale on the Malayan side. I think Britain should have no chance to win this,
and
but
they're
they
capturing
This is taking up all of Britain's attention right now, though. So if they are coordinating this with the other members from the Diagonal League, then they could say, okay, I'm going to start some naval shit in northern Scotland. Now you go.
Yeah, which looks like kind of is working. Malaya has +1 off owned coast due to national ideas. Yes, but it was working for them in the Irish Sea, and every province in the Irish Sea is owned by Britain. That's the thing. Oh, they have +1 rolls off. Okay.
Oh, they do have. They have got chart the Isles, and the naval combat bonus of own coast is broken right now. It applies everywhere, even in inland, in open sea.
Okay.
Where there's no coast.
Understood. Understood. I understood this one was occupied, but it was happening in the Irish Sea, chat. Which is why we were confused.
No.
We understand why it would happen off potentially Orkney.
It'll even happen in the North Sea, like if there's no coast close by. It just applies everywhere.
Right. Okay. We do see. Well, not in the North Sea. We do see.
Oh, Inca's formed.
Oh, nice. Excuse me.
Wait, so this was Jerusalem? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Jerusalem falling Inca. Jesus, that is so cursed. You will notice in lots of your campaigns when you're looking at your achievements, you'll see the sun god achievement always shows up because almost any nation can form the Incas, even Jerusalem. We're seeing the diagonals once again be sent packing here, and we are.
Oh, I think we see an unconditional surrender to Texas.
It looks like it. The meme play, of course, is to unconditional surrender and then immediately declare war again.
Unconditional surrender, indeed. Yeah. Oh, that would be very mean. That would be very mean on the Texan side.
Wait for them to send their troops over to to Europe and then just go straight in against them.
Oh, this is really mean, actually, because I'm pretty sure this navy now doesn't have a place to go, so it's suffering attrition.
Oh no!
No, it's suffering attrition because sailors. They're out of sailors.
I see.
So this will take a long time.
Yeah. And yeah, the diagonal's pushing in there, but Russia continuing to take a beat down. Big fight here to determine whether they're going to be able to hold on to Moscow. Ooh, the Romanians not moving in the right direction to reinforce. This is going to come down to the wire.
Oh, this is going to be very close.
Front line imploding.
See some cannons on the front line?
Not yet.
I think Russia has this for now.
It's very close, but
they have.
Romania just dropped the ball on that one.
9 roll.
Big
deal. Front line. It's going to be so close. It's going to be so close. It's only cannons left for the other side. Russia has.
Who won? Oh,
wow.
I couldn't even tell who won.
Wow. Whoa. And they're retreating into Mohash because they're going to get stack wiped here.
Oh, my God.
They're stuck behind. They are stuck behind the enemy line. The Russians trapped them in this. They're all going to. Oh, my God. Okay. Wow, the humanity. That is insane. I think what happened was they walked through to Rzhev, and then Russia unsieged the fort. And so they're stuck behind the... That is beautiful. That is actually beautiful. Clap.
Serbia has no men.
Wait, what? Was that their entire army?
They have no men.
Oh, my God. It was the entire Serbian army.
Jesus. That's
holy guacamole. That is insane.
On the bright side for the
what a play. Man, what a play.
On the bright side for the anti-Russian coalition, Mamluks and Andalusia have joined a war against Russia. And Mamluks is against everyone, but Andalusia is not in the war against the rest. So they're just using their troops on Russia, it looks like. Interesting. Wow, what a turnaround for Russia. I mean, Serbia really, we said they didn't have the staying power. Holy Christ, Serbia taking out loan after loan, slackening 260,000 manpower, and they are keen to get back into this
I mean,
fight.
obviously, they're going to need to get the army back somehow. I mean, at least now they get to build it in exactly the way they want it, you know?
It's true, yes.
It's going to be new, it's going to be crispy.
The new model army is coming out right here. And this is a big fight that it looks like the Diagonals have a chance of winning for sure. Not a full artillery backline. Artillery on the front row for the Imperial side.
Ooh, that's
Lots
not
of
good.
reinforcements on both sides available. Only a -1 terrain penalty. Jesus, 8.7 morale for Britain right now. In 1670, that's insane.
They're on a crusade, papal blessing, Elan, military...
I mean, that is pretty intense.
Elan?
Yeah, from the mission, right? I mean, the event.
I think that's showing the French morale.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. If I take a look at Britain here, yeah, you're right. Britain only has 6.1. Okay, that's a lot more reasonable.
Yeah, I was looking at the numbers like, wait, but still, 8.7. Do they have the French Musketeers? They do. They do have the French Musketeers. So
20% land damage.
20% extra land fire damage. France is very strong right now.
They certainly are. They absolutely certainly are. US and Texas have peaced out. Yes, well, after that unconditional surrender, you would expect it. Looks like a bunch of gold mines and an Aztec vassal being released. Makes sense. Makes sense.
All right.
This is a battle that's very much going in the Imperials' favor. Oh, actually, the major one is looking closer than I thought, with a lot of reinforcements available still on both sides, but the Imperials winning that northern battle means they have a lot of troops available in the area, able to crush in there. And, yeah, what's that?
This is the max absolutism of Gotland.
Oh, my God. Let me take a look at this.
It's negative 76.
Holy Christ. Speaking of Gotland, take a look at Zealand right now. Zealand, rather.
Zealand?
Old Zealand.
Old Zealand?
Old Zealand. Other Old Zealand. The Danish
right, the Danish. Oh God, Denmark is back.
It is.
Oh wow, that must hurt.
Not only back, but guaranteed by the Texans, of course, since they were released in a peace.
Oh, and it's now a Norse Denmark too, of course, because the land was Norse.
Nice.
Yeah, let's go.
Norse Denmark returns.
Ooh, that means they might get the event to flip Norse culture.
It's true. It's true. And yes, indeed, with those Imperial reinforcements from the northern fight, the Diagonals have been driven out of that fight. Look how little freaking land is occupied. It's ridiculous.
It is. It is. The front has been on this like forever.
Yeah.
There's only a little bit of movement. It's really like it's really trench warfare, and then in Russia you have a little bit of movement. It's actually World War I.
I mean, the price of a mile right here, it's over 20 million casualties, 21 million casualties right now. But, I mean, that is...
They seem to have stopped advancing into Russia, though, the diagonal line.
Well, yeah, after that massive obliteration of the Serbian army, they're going to have to fully reform before they can really commit to doing that. But the other thing, of course, is we're looking at a 50% war score now against Serbia. They can piece them out. If they want to, they can piece them out. So,
question is, are they?
Right now, they have 2 stability, so... no active attempts to push them out that we can see just yet. I'll keep
an eye out on Serbia.
Perspective, yeah, good. And so we can see if they do get that peace deal coming in. I mean, Siam, interestingly, Siam has declared war on Deccan in the Siamese conquest of Bangkok. Formerly allies fighting in the central. I mean, the diagonal's beginning to break down.
They got a core on it, right? Like, right now they're just looking to fix the borders.
That is pretty intense. I mean, they've got a lot of troops moving in here. Deccan having to draw back hundreds of thousands of men that could be making the difference right now in the silly border provinces. But instead, they're down here and, yeah, just the local conflicts, taking what victories they think they can plausibly achieve in the next 50 minutes, which is all we have left.
I mean, if you take a look at what they've got occupied right now, I feel like the country should just give them this just for aesthetics' sake. I mean, what is this snake?
I don't disagree, to be honest.
This looks incredibly
But no one
ugly.
wants to lose their final war.
That is true. That is true. This is really losing if you're pleasing your own eyes to fix the borders.
True.
Like,
it's true.
What is losing? What is winning?
Plus, it would allow you to focus on the fight that people are going to remember.
Yeah, they're going to remember the big war, not...
I agree. do agree. It's interesting how often you see these campaigns, these big multiplayers, end with essentially a Germany versus a kind of Anatolia Greek nation. Not always Turkish, but, you know, in that region. It really feels like this is where the fights tend to be fought. It's along this line.
Yeah.
Where you tend to see them. It's really interesting how... I mean, it's the kind of geographical determinism of the game, right?
I suppose, yes. Yeah. And you're going to want to have some equal sides. Everyone that starts in Europe, the countries that start in Europe that get to stay there are going to be the ones that haven't died, and the other ones are all going to, migrate away, which means they need to redevelop their countries. So if you want to get something balanced, it's going to end up being Europe versus Asia.
I agree. I think we should take a bit of a zoom out perspective for a second. What could happen? We've seen so far, obviously, the one big war has kicked off, and we've seen tons of that, and then stuff started getting complicated. Russia split out and declared war on both sides. Are they still at war with both sides? They are. Then Nepal pieced out, declared war on Russia, but so far hasn't. Oh, where are the troops? Have they finally deployed? They have. Nepal has finally now deployed against Russia. Oh, look at that fight. Russia has finally now got the Nepalese troops pushing in against them, and that is a victory, wow, for the unbelievably outnumbered forces of the diagonals there. So then
Nepal doesn't have any cannons, actually. Hold on.
Oh, really? And then Siam has obviously pieced out, decided not to re-enter the war when Desmond redid things, and has gone against Deccan. Allied to Nepal, interestingly, in that war against Deccan. What else could happen? I mean, one thing, of course, is the fate of the Americans, but who else might leave this conflict? Who's looking most shaky?
I think, Silly is obviously might be reeling a little bit from having constant...
It's true, but I have to imagine, as you're Silly, you feel kind of good that this is happening over you.
Yeah, I mean...
people are coming to your aid. It's, we'll see. But I think the Texans and the Americans are going to be interesting, because what they do next could be pretty impactful. They've got a lot of troops.
They have a lot of troops, and they're all fresh.
Yeah, and Brazil, likewise. So Brazil versus Incas? Chat suggesting. Chat, you had to bet who's
they want to build the Panama Canal, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they do appear to be down there. They don't have the cash for it just now. Remind me, how much does it cost? Oh, they don't have the
like
option.
25K, I think.
They don't even have the decision.
Oh, no, of course they don't.
You'll
need like 20, 25 or something
25.
like that. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, the US is the one that is missing. Has anyone else pieced out? Oh, Yemen and Zimbabwe haven't come back in.
Brazil is not in the war. Yemen, Zimbabwe pieced out.
Okay, so what does Yemen and Zimbabwe want? What's their angle right now? Because you would have thought that they want to make some final moves, surely.
I mean, I think Inca and Brazil are going to end up fighting each other again. They have been for the past for the last bits, and Zimbabwe and Yemen. Well, yeah, what could they want?
USA versus Britain.
What?
USA has declared war on Britain and Scandinavia.
Oh boy! And the American conquest of Chester.
Excellent. Excellent. And Texas not accepting a call yet if one has gone out, and they pieced out immediately. US, that's very disappointing.
Did they get anything? They got more of their old land back.
They took the Inner Hebrides.
I mean, they're making progress. First they took the Outer Hebrides, now they're taking the Inner Hebrides. Pretty soon they're going to be Scotland again.
I don't approve. Come on. Come on. Well, that's interesting. I mean, I guess... Hang on. Britain just lost a war.
Wait, no. That's not losing a war. No, wait a minute. Just wait a minute. Hold on.
Okay. Chat, Britain, I agree. Let's make our cases. I'll go first and last.
Okay.
Britain, admittedly, they did not have a huge conflict that resulted in some mighty loss. But Britain just made a tactical decision. They decided we can't afford to fight the Americans right now. We're going to have to take a loss in order to avoid fighting this conflict so we can focus on the main thing. In my opinion...
This is just a trade. It's a trade?
A trade? What did they give up? What did they get? What did Britain get in this trade? They got to not have to fight a war because it would have meant...
No, they got eternal friendship. They got it. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe you are right. I mean, but if there's not a single battle that's been fought, I don't call it real.
I mean,
maybe we have a poll. If there's not a battle, is this really a war?
I think we've heard the arguments. We've heard the arguments. Let's have a poll, please. Let's have a poll. I want to see. We only need. I don't want this to drag out. Let's have a quick 2-minute poll. Did Great Britain just lose a war? And if I may draw some final pieces of information to the jury's attention. If we take a look at the Inner Hebrides and we take a look at the province history, was annexed by United States. I mean, annexing is a very kind of losing term, in my humble opinion.
I mean, they are also coring the province. There's separatism now. Kind of difficult to tell. Okay, let's see here.
The poll is running. Did Great Britain lose the war? I think.
There's been no battles. There's been no battles.
You don't have to. Excuse me. Have you not read your Art of War? He who is most excellent is not he who wins all his battles, but who wins without battles. England lost without battles. That's not a war. That's just supremely bad.
No.
I have the greatest military mind of all history on my side.
Okay, but I mean, but is it really a war if you give in to someone? If you give in to someone, is
it truly a loss if you give in? Yes.
No.
All losses.
No, because you can do it to avoid the war. So there's no war. So have they lost the war?
Excuse me. The war happened. The war ended. Your only claim is that somehow losing doesn't count as losing. The war wasn't avoided. It happened.
I don't know. I mean, what I said was they cannot be beat in a war. If they had done it and they had fought the war, the USA wouldn't have won.
They would. They would have won because the USA would have been joining forces with all of the rest of these. Texas would have.
Oh, one extra guy is going to make the difference.
Not one extra guy. Hundreds of thousands of troops could have poured across.
I mean, there's 1.5. But what does the poll say?
You think that's what?
Democracy. I love democracy.
I hate it when streamer mummy and streamer daddy fight.
Right now, I confess,
Sorry, I
am losing the poll. But I mean, come on. They lost a province. They were forced to capitulate and needed to come out of it.
I think you make some very valid points.
I mean, come on.
Maybe they just wanted to give the Isles their land back out of friendship. How about that?
Out of friendship.
Out of friendship.
That's how you do friendship, is it? No wins the poll.
Let's go.
I do, however, because, democracy is all well and good. I do have an ace up my sleeve.
Oh, really?
They lost the war earlier.
They did, didn't they? Yeah, no, they did. You're right. They lost an actual war earlier.
Yeah.
You're correct. They did lose the war against Russia. I had hoped you didn't know that.
Democracy, we tried democracy first. If it doesn't work, we win by other means.
Yeah, no, they had a union over Russia, and then there was the War of the Russian Succession. Yeah. And halfway through the war, Britain was like, you know what, the Russians don't deserve our queen. We're going to give it up. Which again is a little bit propaganda way of saying.
Times, I think given up repeatedly.
Did you really lose if you wanted to lose it?
Losing almost. I think. All right, thanks for indulging us on that one, chat. We'll get back to the commentating now. I'm just going to put this over here. There we go. Good. All right.
It's all right. I got another one. Oh, we have the total war losses here.
Oh, Siam is not doing so hot. The Deccans have been crushing in on the offensive. Big fight just about to happen. Texans Blue Flames again. Okay, who's this against? Against each other!
Let's go!
Oh, the brotherly war.
Ooh, who has this? Let me go take a look. They have...
Where are the U.S. troops? They're in the south. They're in Panama. Okay.
Oh, okay. They're a bit out of position then, but...
It's the American Civil War kicking off, not quite as I remember it from the history books. I want to see if Gotland decides...
The war... They actually know CP. Attacker against... wait, no, they are at war with each other by circumstance. Attacker against the Mamluks in the War of Tax and Aggression.
You're telling me the Mamluks know CB Texas?
Yes, they know CB... wait, what? No, the Texans know CB the Mamluks.
Why?
Memes, I suppose.
Oh, and there's the peace offer from Texas. Mamluks will cede land to Texas.
In Congo? Okay.
They did it. Wait, what? They did it?
Yes.
Where did Texas...
Tex and Congo. It's
Oh
now
yeah,
a thing.
let's go. Okay, interesting.
That is kind of
interesting.
sus.
Why did they want those provinces specifically?
I'm not sure.
They really wanted
They
that
very
workshop.
badly wanted these provinces. Why?
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to
There
seeing
has
what
to
the
be a
Americans
meme
do
here.
next, because they're absolutely memeing it up at the end here. Desmond is at war? Yeah, Desmond's back in on the... Oh, wait, no, Desmond's not at war. Okay, interesting. Or do you mean Desmond's at peace? What the heck is going on? It's a great question, chat.
Texan Congo.
Yeah, Texan Congo is
Did they want
highly-
sus back?
Yeah, but
I think
sus-
that would have
I
made
mean,
sense.
Yeah, I could have seen that. But
Maybe they're recreating a sus, but like slightly different, slightly more to the south.
Yeah.
Maybe they clicked on the wrong provinces. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe they're drawing an Among Us character in Congo. Oh.
Jesus. So I'm just seeing some numbers here, and let me count zeros for a second. Yeah, okay. So this war right now that Great Britain's in, just the main one war, don't say this number yet. This one main war going on here, there've been, what is this, 10, 14, 22... we're looking at 25 million casualties just in the papal reconquest of Modena, okay? So chat, answering in numbers of millions, how many total player casualties do you think they've been in the entire game? 25 million in this war, how many do you think they've been in the entire game? 75, 1 billion, 100 million, 155 million, over a billion, 40, 50, 90, 2 billion. Actually, it's only 45 million. More than half of all the casualties
How
in
is that
all
possible?
the game have happened in this one front. Not this big conflict, not the ones in Andalusia.
This front. Oh my
one
god.
Front.
Such a grind. Wow.
That is
unbelievable.
Unbelievable is the word for it. That is absolutely crazy.
Is that?
Midgeman, don't fiddle with your mic. That's okay. oh my god. That is absolutely
I mean, all of these
absurd.
battles have had like 1 million men in them, 2 million men in them.
Yeah.
It's understandable.
It is. And I mean, lots of the player losses against, AI, they're just, you don't take these kind of numbers when you're having to fight the AI. So that's insane. Don't the Spanish casualties count too? I don't believe so, because they're not in this war. They wouldn't be showing. They wouldn't be showing here, because they wouldn't be showing, who they'd lost them against when they were in a set. They would be showing in the other war screen, which of course is gone. What's this? Sorry, Archon has declared a war of aggression against Germany. I think they want their capital back.
Yeah, they want their crown back.
Here we go.
Archon
This
has so
fight-
many troops.
This fight is carrying on. We've got a pretty major fight here, and it's actually the Imperials who have taken the terrain penalty this time, looking like we're running out of reinforcements on the diagonal side, though, whereas the Imperials have a hefty British army.
I mean, they still have roughly the
left.
same army that they started with. At some point, they
I
had.
just mean locally in this case, but you're right.
Yeah.
Both sides looking like they have the same army they started with, which is honestly impressive. They managed to maintain that for so long.
After this many losses, yeah.
Yeah.
And also, most of the casualties have been in battle. It's not like they've been dying to attrition at.
No. Usually you see, certainly when it's a player versus AI war, you get a majority of casualties ending up from attrition. But here we've got, 80% from actual battle here. But look,
It is going to be very close.
the numbers are running out. It's just not going to add up on the side. And there we go.
A million?
First time ever in the campaign, I believe.
1M.
1.0, baby.
Let's go.
That.
How long is it going to stay there?
That's kind of crazy. No cannons in the back row on the British side.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
Everyone funneled everything in here. And
close.
oh,
It was
yeah,
close,
it's very
but
close.
That was only going to end one way. There was more
1M,
reinforcements.
beautiful.
Wow,
I really wonder if there is some way that you can make a billion, and I really wonder if it says
billion.
I really
I
wonder
think
if
it says 1B.
1B. I
bet
wanna
it does.
know.
I bet it does, because they will have used some kind of script library for displaying numbers. I bet it.
I mean,
bet
they used to say 1000K, and then
true.
there was a picture on Reddit, and then they changed it to M. So I wonder if a B is possible. I really do.
in game. Is it possible? I mean, you only need 1,000 times more men than they have on this entire front.
What it is you'd need an exploit to give you infinite manpower, and also an exploit for infinite money, and then you need to get the recruitment time down, because otherwise you won't have enough time to recruit a billion, and then you need your PC to not crash. So no idea if it's actually possible.
I feel like, I mean, if you took the whole world and you spent a long time developing with crazy stacked, I mean, you might even be able to do it without, but it would be kind of insane. Maybe it's a good goal for a campaign.
I don't think it's possible, guys. Actually, it is. Maybe with Poland.
Why Poland?
I'm not telling, because there's Paradox people, and
they might fix it.
There is a bug with Poland that you can do.
I see. We can't have them fixing that.
Not yet.
So, Russia, by the way, they're right up against the doorstep of knocking down that fort in Moscow. Getting pretty close. Looking like, if Moscow were to fall, are they looking at a peace deal? No, not a forced one anyway. Not yet. Not yet. But we'll see.
Yeah, it's getting there. They can get another 15 from ticking or 20 from ticking. Wait, what?
What's up?
There is a grand ball in Miley, Cyprus. The nobility have developed a taste for gluttonous balls, state dinners, and other extravagance to entertain themselves. Although rather expensive, they are an excellent opportunity to show off the grandeur of Castellan and the generosity of the pirate king. Everyone who is anyone will have to be there. We came in like a wrecking ball.
Nice. Speaking of coming in like a wrecking ball, there is a conflict about to start in Moscow, which could decide the fate. Oh, look at that morale damage! Oh my god! They got absolutely yoinked right there. But Serbia, are they paying attention? There is another fight going on. They do have the Romanians. Sorry, do I mean Romanians? Yes, the Romanians do have their reinforcements moving in there. Also, I did notice Scandinavia has taken the time to yoink Old Zealand. And unify up their land there.
Oh yeah, okay, but just in between, just
in between,
yeah.
I mean, nothing too major going on.
Little gobble gobble.
Yeah, the morale advantage here is telling. Honestly, it's doing pretty impressive things for them.
And Gotland is again at war with the Texans.
Oh, okay, that's what they're up to.
And Texas pieced out the United States.
They did almost immediately. That was the one.
Oh yeah. That was the one for Congo. Yeah.
Congo, yeah, U.S. Congo, of course.
And this is the.
It's so close on this fight, though. It looks like it's going to go
Mexico,
for the Serbians. Yeah, with those reinforcements, especially. There we go, and that's going to secure probably the occupation of Moscow. Meanwhile, another cataclysmic fight down here. Oh, that was a mistake. Look at this. It's the first time I've seen this in a long time. That's a -2 terrain penalty for the Imperial side, not the way around.
Is it a mistake, or is it a way to show dominance?
Maybe, but we've got a massive drop of morale happening right now. A sizable number of reinforcements. I think we're looking at 100, 200, 250 on the diagonal side, maybe 400,000 on the other side. It's. I mean, that's a lot of numbers for the Imperials that they can still bring in here.
There is another 100,000 in Serbia, and there's 104,000 Persians here. This is a battle you will want to reinforce.
Yeah,
because you got the number bonuses, right?
Yes.
There's some silly troops. Andalusia's here. Are they going in?
The Mamluks and the Japanese down south appear disinterested. That's got a sting.
Almost perfectly timed reinforcement there by Persia.
Yeah, they're doing really well on the reinforcement timings.
Like there was 2,000 left in reserves, and then they reinforced in. It's really good.
And yeah, the Pope personally leading the battle. Look at that. Battle Pope.
Battle Pope Julius II.
In the truest possible sense. Going in there.
Okay, Japan is now moving in. What are the Mamluks doing? Japan is going out. And again, we see the M.
Yeah.
The mighty M.
And 1.1 for the first time.
1.1, let's go.
But no, that's going to be a victory for the Imperials on that one.
Yeah, dominance established.
Moscow has now.
This army is literally led by God.
Yeah, there you go. And yeah, it looks like, ooh, interesting. The Andalusians are cranking up their navy right now. They're up to 48. Oh, sorry, that's transports. Never mind. I saw it wrong. I assumed these were going to be all heavies, but never mind.
Texas, who is invading Mexico, having created a wall of forces, saying someone has to pay for this wall.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Oh, boy. Okay.
And Gotlander, I mean, they're fighting, but they're being consistently driven back. Ooh, stack wiped. Gotland, they had something going for a while, but no longer, it looks like.
I mean, the Russian capital is actually St. Petersburg, so if Moscow falls, it's no biggie.
Oh, so it is. That's a good point. That's a good point. I missed that. Okay. Well, yeah.
And also, they changed Moscow to New Kiev.
Oh, so they did.
New Kiev, yeah,
nice.
let's go.
Nice. Lovely to see. We've got, yes, I mean, some low morale people here. Let's take a look at some numbers in this main conflict here. Yeah, okay, they're beginning to swing back in favor of the diagonals. 1.15 million infantry.
Inca is now in the war.
Ah, okay.
Okay, Inca has 20,000 units. I do not expect them to have a lot of impact here.
No, they've got a fair amount of money on hand, but not making too much more. Let's do some more maths on Great Britain's bankruptcy timing. Okay, Great Britain has dramatically improved their financial situation. They're only losing 400 per thing now. Yeah, no, they can hold for the rest of the game on that kind of attrition rate. It looks like I imagine they're doing some maths their side of things as well, making sure that they're able.
The recruitment's actually been sabotaged, and this is having a lot of impact. It's costing them 2,000 men a month.
Wow,
that's crazy.
That's intense.
Look at that. Who did that?
That's sneaky.
Who did that?
That is sneaky.
I want to know who
Have
did that.
Have they got an opinion penalty for espionage ideas from Britain?
I can only assume that everyone and their mother is spying on them.
You would think.
Yeah.
You would certainly think, yeah. Another huge fight kicking off here. Let's take a quick look. This fight's not going to be over for a while. Don't worry, chat. Let's take a look down here. Yeah, Siam is being rather roundly defeated. Huge amount of their central lands here occupied. The only reason they're, they are losing ticking as well. So that's looking like Deccan is going to emerge the victor over Siam there and shore up the borders in a way more suited to their tastes.
Well, I think to everyone's taste. That was a travesty. That shouldn't have happened.
That's going to stay. Deccan's the one winning.
Oh, we didn't even see those lines.
Yeah,
Hold on, because they're roughly the same color. It looked like Siam was fine from a distance, but no, they are not.
When you don't see them, it's quite hard. But yes, Deccan is the one cruising through right now. Siam still got 100,000 men, so it's, well, no, more than that, 120,000 men. So they're certainly, they're down but not out is what I'd say. Going back over here, this fight, I mean, we know how these go at this point. -2 penalty, still managing to trade extremely efficiently here, but we will see. And it is now, I think this is first time, actually, true blue. We have 100% of player nations in a player war right now.
Perfect.
There you
Perfect.
go.
Very nice.
Even
us?
Even us.
Who are we at war with?
I don't know. Let's have a look.
We are at war with Yemen.
And Texas.
And Texas.
Of course, because we're in Gotland.
In the Mamlukian jihad against Scotland. Okay.
just normal sentences that you hear on a day-to-day basis.
Look at
that. We saw a pretty decisive victory there on a little side battle for the diagonal team. The Imperials still holding strong there, but a lot of reinforcements. I think this is actually going to go diagonal. That -2 penalty is pretty decisive. And they're winning the side battle again. Oh, it's going to be
very close. The Brits just came in.
But there are more reinforcements on hand. Okay.
It is very close to
the Persians are making a choice. The Persians are deciding to reinforce the eastern battle rather than going into the top one. It looks like they're winning the top one regardless, but a 0 roll. Here's where the rolls become important right here at the end.
I mean, they're going to win the side battle, and then they might win the main one, and they're retreating out. They're retreating.
Look at that, and they're...
It's not over yet, folks. It's not over yet.
It's not over till it's over.
I mean, they lost the 3 before that, so...
Chat's saying it would be really cool if we publish the save file afterwards for you to take a look at. I'm certain we can do that. That's no problem at all.
Actually, isn't it on Skanderbeg?
It's true. I think it's already on Skanderbeg.
Yeah.
I think if in the exclamation point Grandest LAN there is a forum post. I think the information is for it in there. What's the war score like? It's a great question. We are at 46, back down below the minimum threshold. And for the first time in a long while, look at that, an Imperial fort. seized
Wow.
by the forces
That
of the
is-
Diagonals.
Yep.
It's close. It's close. Not True Blue. That is the GM host nation. They're not a player nation, but good spot.
Oh boy, there's some Frenchmen move. Oh,
Oh, stack
that
wiped.
was nasty.
Whoa.
And they cannot afford to get stack wiped. I think they're
So
kind of
France-
bottomed out here.
Yeah, they've got 80,000 manpower. Actually,
Oh,
they
actually,
have
yeah.
loads of professionalism. They can afford to keep this
Oh,
going
yeah,
for
yeah,
a
yeah.
while.
Yep.
And some really good generals.
I guess that was just a little bit of a misclick.
Yeah. it
I mean,
looks that way.
we've got about 30 minutes left, right?
Yes, 25.
Where do you think is gonna be the border, like the front line?
When is the front line gonna be? I'm gonna. I mean,
Think it's
look at
gonna be the
this.
same?
They've got the momentum. I think they're gonna push in. I think they're gonna cleave their way through Bohemia. They have the momentum. The problem is they took the momentum with a 2 penalty in their favor. Now having to win fights with 1 against them, a 3-point swing.
Yeah. Okay.
It's tough. It's tough. This fight will last a while. So let's just take a quick look.
I was
Russia.
hoping to be in Constantinople.
Russia's got them on the back foot now, driving in and
Yeah, and then maybe
retaining
that
all its
explains why now
territory.
the battles have been going well for them.
Serbia is out
Oh
of
my
the
God.
Russian war. That will be a big part of it. Mamluks are out of the Russian war.
What is this? And there's been a pause.
Lot of things changing here. We might be seeing a Russian peace out. But we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of people leaving these conflicts right now. Russia out of their Scandinavian war, out of the war against them without even fighting them once. It looks like. Anyone else piecing out? Nepal's already out. Deccan was already out. Siam.
Yep.
The peace treaty is signed. It looks like no one province maybe left changed hands. I think Bangkok was just taking. Nepal is out. They're apparently just out entirely.
AFK. Okay.
Yeah. We are also seeing some massive fights. Jesus, look at this. We got 4 simultaneous ones here.
Okay. Looks like they have it on the top side. They actually have the cavalry combat penalty, the insufficient support there for a second.
Oh, Jesus. That's unfortunate. And that's presumably the...
It's less bad now than it used to be. It keeps flipping back and forth.
Yeah. Presumably the Serbians are now going to be able to commit to this front, at least. But that looks like... I mean, this looks like 2 fights that are kind of advantageous.
The Imperials have the top one, and they can... I think the Imperials... They took it one step too far. I think now they're going to push all the way back to Vienna.
It was a good victory in the middle, and there's no terrain penalty on the northern one. There's still fighting in here. It's likely to go back to Vienna, though. It seems like it.
Yeah, I think they'll have all
Desmond, peace
3.
out.
In the north, they have plenty to reinforce with. And if they do try to reinforce now, they'll have to go through that mountain fort, which Britain can then attack into.
Which is
the
called-
other battle is also being fought to prevent any more reinforcements going against it.
Yeah. You notice the name of the relevant Alpine fort, by the way?
Alpine Fort.
Alpine Fort. It's a good province name. Okay, yeah. I mean, that's a comprehensive set of victories.
do you see what they renamed Intal?
No.
This used to be the entire Swiss economy.
It's
This is that gold mine.
Entire Swiss economy, Castleville, Alpine Fort, Pending Fort, Augustine Provider, doesn't have a fort, Corn Fort, in a province making wine, I would like to point out. They've had some downtime today.
All right. Yeah. Well, they have a lot of peace. They've had a lot of peace in recent years.
They have. But look, the Serbians re-arriving and taking over the front in Italy is going to be impactful. But with all those lost battles, you have to imagine that the war score is, very close to being back up to that ever-important 50 number. United States pieced out of their war, so they are available for a new conflict. Another opportunity.
Yep.
Oh, excuse me, it is rather late. What is Brazil? What is the Brazilian war? Yes, let's take a look at that. Brazil presumably against Inca? No. Brazil is at war.
Brazil is at war with Germany. It's a Brazilian war of aggression. Another
And
OCB.
they're in the Swiss War for Independence, which has Switzerland, Andalusia, Brunei, Deccan, Ferrara, Serbia, Zimbabwe, all arrayed against Yemen, Aachen, Brazil, Desmond, Nepal. What is that fight?
I wonder how Yemen even did this. How they even vassalized. Okay.
Can you not... Hang on. Why can't Brazil... Oh, okay, of course. Brazil. I was thinking none of these people could peace out. I was like, are they all subjects of Switzerland? But no, it's because Brazil is a minor partner.
So, who's Yemen? Okay, so Yemen's just... Okay.
Yemen's just at war with everyone.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I guess they decided to back Switzerland at the last minute. They thought Switzerland deserved their independence to end the game free.
I mean, no one's actually going to be sieging down Yemen.
Well, you would hope not, especially if you're Yemen. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Oh, I see the Swiss. They are moving into Sina.
Yeah, oh yes.
Bravely with 4,000 men, they're going to reclaim their independence.
To the Swiss troops. That is ridiculous. Okay, and Treviso back in the Diagonal's hands. Interesting. And yes, the US is out. They were a little while ago. But I wonder if they're going to come back in. I mean, at this point of the night, if you haven't declared your final war, you have to imagine they're at the bar, basically.
Right, yes, yes.
But it's been a heck of a day. They are... I mean, it's only 2 provinces to get the war goal. And with the war goal, that could bring this down to freaking... Like, yeah, if they took the war goal and got the ticking, it would be 0 war score.
That's insane.
After all of this.
I mean, in order to get the ticking, you'd have to be pretty far out. What do you think the peace deal is going to be? Do you think we'll get to see a peace deal?
I think there will almost certainly be a peace deal, just because it seems fun to end with a peace deal.
Right.
But I don't know what it will be.
I think they'll take Constantinople.
They're not going to give up Constantinople. They won't accept that. They'll only accept...
Is it less than 25? It's 28. So they would need 53 war score, and then they'd get Constantinople.
And though the initiative in Germany still favors them, the initiative across the whole front does not. And that is a great fight. Holy crap, they might be able to stack wipe. No, not quite. Not on a 0 roll. Damn, if they had rolled well again, that would have been a stack wipe. That was crazy.
Yep.
In 3 ticks, they took out more than half of the morale there. But that's a good fight. This is a good fight. This is the kind of thing that these troops are here for. There's no terrain penalties. There's just a flat, open field with which to litter with bodies.
You think they're going to peace out for 1 ducat? 1% ducats?
I mean, they want to kill Ferrara, right? So I feel like that's kind of what they have to. But
the important things here. EU4, who is this? EU4B. Manchu saying, we can't peace out. We need to wait at least 1 year, otherwise we lose 25 prestige. You have 20 minutes left.
The all-important.
The 25 prestige.
You noticed this? The battle of please help.
Where is this happening?
It's the northern one of these
Oh,
3.
God, the great battle of please
these
help.
3 look like they might all go in favor of the diagonal side. The attempts to intercept reinforcements to the north not working yet.
Sure.
I mean, that looks like that could be a Scandinavian stack wipe right there.
It could also drag out a little bit.
Yeah,
they know that they're going to win that.
Reinforcements. They'll win the one in the north.
Oh, it did get wiped. It did get wiped. The Scandinavians are gone. Yeah.
Oof, oof, oof. And the Scandinavians have a huge portion of the really, really elite troops. But we'll see.
And now, because of that wipe, how much more backup do they have?
Quite a few.
I think Scandinavia's out of manpower, no? No, they're fine.
No, they've got tons.
I was just looking at how depleted that army was. It has 25k infantry out of 111 regiments.
Yeah. Chat asking with how fun this is all round. Will Paradox consider LAN games in Hoi and Victoria 3? I can't tell you anything, but I will say keep your eye on future announcements because there's cool stuff coming. This battle is going decisively in favor of the diagonals.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think they'll make it. No. Oh no. Oh, they might actually wipe it. If they do not retreat, if they don't retreat, it's going to be a 10-to-1 battle that's ending, and then they will wipe it. But no, they can get out. They can get out.
Yeah, they got out.
I mean, we've seen a 100k wipe today.
We have. We certainly
have.
Trenton, and look at this.
That was crazy.
While that was going on the north, Serbia, freed up from their responsibilities from fighting in Russia, have now come and launched a major offensive in Italy, and it looks like they're winning. Yep. Look at that. I mean, look at the momentum on the front. Where are the Imperial troops? That's crazy. I mean, they're going for some sieges now. They know that now is the moment to try and capitalize. Look at this battle. It's all cannons. It's cannons v cannons, but the Serbian cannons just managed.
Oh boy, yeah, they completely ran out of every manpower, so they're just fighting with cannons now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Serbia is, I think, completely tapped now. I'm gonna take a look. Do they still have professionalism? No, they're completely tapped.
And that was a fight where...
Whereas the Pope can keep going.
There's 113,000 men here with 5,000 infantry. Holy crap.
I mean, the Pope still has a lot of breathing space. They could just recover and go in again.
Yeah.
They can totally do it.
And they'd obliterate them if they did. I think the French here are about to massacre them. Yeah, I mean, that would be an incredibly advantageous fight. Why aren't the French going in? I mean, that's crippling. That's
well, maybe they're gearing up to get everyone in there.
They're going. I mean,
oh boy! Oh, he's running away! He's running away! Are you gonna catch him? Are you gonna catch him? Catch him! Catch him! Catch him! He's gonna catch them, I think.
Yeah, he should have forced marched. They're caught. They're all dead. That's a wipe. That's got to be a wipe. It's only cannons.
It's very close though.
Oh, but they have enough to fill most of the center of the line.
Yeah, and they still need to kill them all.
The French infantry are really weak. That's why it's not. Look at these French regiments. They're barely half full.
I mean, it is 20k. Cannons gone.
35.
And again, that's going to stick. Serbia is totally out.
Yeah, absolutely. These are losses that do not come back at this stage.
No.
On most sides, honestly. I'm really curious.
I mean, the Pope still has some professionalism left. Yeah. Okay, they just slackened. France still has 69%. Very
Another
nice.
terrain penalty
Britain is out. They're not out of the war, but they're out of professional. They started this war with 80 professionalism.
Yeah, and
they slackened everything.
They are 100% tapped, down to only 20,000 manpower, 13,000 if you count the hole they're already in. We've got fights springing up all the way along this front, and it looks like most of them are favoring the diagonal forces.
And Britain is now
nasty terrain
hiring
penalties, though. Ooh, no, this is not good. The one in Salzburg, well, Salzburg as was, now Alpine Fort, not looking so great.
Britain has now hired all of his mercenaries.
Right, yeah. What's his income situation? How many months till bankruptcy? 5? Yeah, a long time. Ooh, there come the loans, though. There come the loans. He's still got a while. No, he's not going bankrupt in 14 minutes.
50 loans left.
He's not going bankrupt in 15 minutes.
No, there's no way. Oh my god, this battle.
Yeah,
I think they're tapped out of manpower. I think you deserve your coin, because now Britain is completely out of manpower. Serbia is also out, but Britain has been like the main. Let's take a look at the war participation.
That is a great point, actually. We're looking.
It's actually quite even between Great Britain and Germany.
Yeah, Great Britain and Germany. Scandinavia coming in at 17%. On the other side, yeah, Mawar and Persia, we've really seen them be the MVPs in a lot of these fights. Look at that, though. France just coming in days too late, but actually may now be able to win the secondary battle. And a rare sight. The main force pushed out, but we'll see. We'll see.
There's been so many German casualties that it's in the negatives. It literally integer overflowed.
Holy crap.
In this war.
It actually overflowed into the negatives, and we're showing
and
negative
for Scandinavia
1.2
as well.
million casualties, which is rising as they take more casualties.
Oh my god. But wait a minute, hold on. I think the British losses, I think it must have been more. So maybe they looped around twice?
You think it actually looped around from the... Jesus, surely not.
I mean, these numbers don't add up to 1 million. I think it looped around twice for Great Britain.
You're right, actually.
Because otherwise you're never going to get to 44 losses.
Yeah.
I think it looped around twice for Britain, yeah. It's crazy.
That is absolutely insane.
Wow.
That is absolutely absurd and insane. Meanwhile, this fight is as it looks like. I mean, they managed to have these two fights last so long that the troops of the Imperial side that lost and were driven off the first time came back and joined it, had a couple of months to replenish, and they're back in.
I mean, and that's solid military strategy, right? Oh, God. They won. Okay,
yeah, nice. Not surprising. Oh, Somalia's fleeing north. Somalia's fleeing. Okay, no, they're still moving. Okay, I thought they were gonna like stop one province over and get immediately wiped. But look at this. Now that it's just Romania, is Romania still in the war against England? No, Romania is now just 1v1ing Russia and losing. But that's not good for them.
Well, I mean, there's the Khan. Is the Khan done with Siam, actually? Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
okay.
they pieced out.
And now Siam is gobbling up Nepal.
Somalia, what? Yeah, I know. We had Warsangali form Somalia. Them and Zimbabwe have been rocking around, conquering Africa, forming the African League.
Yeah, that actually totally worked. I'm pretty sure they've been friends the whole time. So,
but honestly, this is a war, and this is bet aside. This is a war that's ending with the front lines pretty decisively on the Imperial side of the line. But that looks like it's about to change right now. So it's really close. I mean, no one can claim full victory here, but someone can claim, well, we ended fighting in your lands. And that, it's a title that they're going to want to push for.
Yeah, that is true. It's like a tug of war and where the rope is at the end. Yeah.
USA is back in a war. Good point. What are they doing?
Zimbabwe saved the Texan economy.
And the United States and Texas, just the United States at war with Scandinavia. Texas is at war with Gotland again.
Yes.
Okay, and they've already full surrendered, in fact.
No. This is not an uncon. They actually just sieged everything down. Yes.
Christ. Okay, Texan going absolutely buck wild on them. And yeah, the Inca were formed by Jerusalem, by the way, chat, if you're wondering why the Incans exist.
Oh, Gotland is about to go bankrupt in 2 months.
The Imperials...
1 more month.
Yeah.
And...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they are. That's not good for them. And chat has a good point. The Imperials do hold the war goal, which is a fair point. So you could consider that to mean that they're coming out at least narrowly on top. But I
mean, they also have 42% war score. If you're going to say who won, it's them.
Yeah, they do have the war score.
They might not be winning another 50 years from now, but this is where you end. And, I mean...
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. They have a substantial war score advantage.
Yeah.
Can we take a look at the casualties map mode? I'm going to reveal my ignorance. There's a casualties map mode?
I think he means maybe the devastation map mode.
Maybe.
That would be interesting to see and see how devastated
Look at
Silly
that.
is.
Germany
Oh my
and France
god!
Still just like war? What war?
There is no
We're
war
living
in Basing.
And Persia, almost 100% prosperity. Look at that. That's nice. And then Korea and Japan, of course, living at large. The USA declared war on Castellans?
No! How could they?
How dare they?
What is the
casting
CB?
War of Honor.
Casting War of Honor.
Yeah. And yeah, the
Been so kind to them.
Imperials continuing to monopolize on their momentum here. The Silly lands they're pretty badly devastated, but not nearly as bad as they could be. In fact, actually, they're not devastated.
Yeah, no, they've had forts there the whole time, and it's just taking care of the devastation.
Away.
Maybe they could be using the edict, although I doubt they put it on defensive. Yeah.
I mean, let's see. They are now pushing in. New siege starting. The Scandinavians flexing their muscles on there. They basically don't play Age of Revolutions. Usually, no. Not on the 3-day event. We don't have time at this speed. Japan and Korea are out? Are they? Yes. They're at war with Nepal. Everyone's at war with Nepal, in fact. Deccan's in on it. Serbia's in on it. Mamluks are in on it. They weren't happy about that peace out from Nepal earlier. And to be honest, I don't blame them.
Take a look at the state edict map mode on Britain and Germany.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Britain is
full on scraping the barrel.
Land modifier, modifier. Nothing in France, interestingly. Land manpower modifier, 100% there. Serbia, land manpower modifier. Russia's going with local defensiveness even in provinces far from the front. Interesting strategy. And Silly is 100% defensive. Just for God's sake, please let the force hold. Okay, the push down here into Italy as well. Korea back in? What? Korea left the war and then joined again?
Wait, what? How?
No. That was just them going against Nepal. Oh, and Malaya is at war with like everyone under the sun.
The war of Malayan aggression. Yeah, I think at this point they're just randomly nosy being people.
It does seem that way. It
is 7 minutes left after all.
And the Imperials driving them back out of there, but yeah. I mean, we'll see. We will see. Amazing event. Catch it to bed. Glad you catch it live. Thank you. Go to bed. I will in 7 minutes or so. We are going to be ending Okay, that's going to be longer than 7 minutes. We're ending January 1st, 1979.
Well, that's certainly going to be longer than 10 minutes.
It certainly is.
You said 1979, 1679.
Oh, 1679, sorry, yes. We need a 7-day event so we can get revolutionary stuff. That would be fun. That would be fun. But, yeah, I mean, another fight breaking out here in the north. But, I mean, this just shows that when you have this many men on each side, it's really, really, really tough to actually manage to move the front lines.
Yeah, I think they did a good job in trying to balance this, because before this war started, they were actually running around like, hey, let's make a big balanced war instead of a ruffle stomp. We don't want that. And I think they were yeah.
It's going pretty well.
It's been very stable.
Do you guys have Twitch? You're fun? He doesn't. I do, but this guy, he actually streams on exclusively on Mixer.
Oh, Mixer! There you go. I like how the question is from Hellway. I know you. You're in my chat all the time.
All right, they're pushing in here, and that looks like that's going to be a papal stack wipe. Not quite. Not quite. But yeah, 10 more minutes, and we are in the final stages of these conflicts. I want to see a 1.0 versus 1.0, because we haven't seen that yet, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's the only thing we haven't seen.
Yeah, I mean, God, that's true. We've seen practically everything else.
I think we got close a couple of times. Maybe it's been there at one point. We kind of missed it. Although a million v million battle, we kind of would have seen that.
Yeah. They're pushing in still to Italy. There's an assault going on as the British charge in. The Serbians with 9,000 infantry filling the front line just.
Are they going to hold?
Holy Christ.
Is Italy going to be opened up? Did they actually unsiege Sicily? Did Malaya leave?
Yeah. Sicily?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Malaya's out of the war. Yeah.
Oh, that's why they got Sicily back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I wonder if they took anything. They should have yoinked Sicily.
I mean, now that there's that huge battle in the north going on, the Imperial side does not have a lot of reinforcements.
No, it's true, but those guys...
Hiring every merc now, the Pope.
Yeah. Getting absolutely everything they can in here for the final few minutes of this competition. It looks like...
Oh, and the battle in the north is over. They can reinforce the main battle in Treviso now.
The French are marching down at high speed.
French are fourth marching in.
Are they going to get there in time? Yeah, with the papal reinforcements standing by.
I mean, this is a +3 battle.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Yeah, I hadn't realized the river as well. That does seem
but
dangerous.
they're going to need reinforcements right now. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That was really close. Okay, yeah.
It's not happening. Not with
Papal
those
State
French,
has it. And they have 52% more score. They could be stab hitting.
They could, and they can just say that at the end of the day, they officially won.
I
mean,
they
could. I mean, that has a certain ring
it.
to it. They're going to need to start stab hitting soon, though, because Serbia down to 1 stability. They've got some. Oh, they are. They are. Here's the peace deal.
Okay.
They are demanding those 3 back.
Is this? Are people expect us? Yeah. Okay. It is happening. It is happening. How much admin do they have? 135. How expensive is it to stab up for them? 133 +1, so it's only 78. So that'll take a while.
But they only have 4% war score in it. And the Navy right now is actually going in favor of the Papal States. Yeah, the Malaya has switched
left.
sides.
Yeah,
Not
Malaya
just left, but switched sides.
Wait, they switched sides?
They're blockading the Aegean right now.
Oh, God, they did.
Which is actually, that's the war score that is tipping it over. Malaya king-making right at the end.
Oh, my God, and they're trying to get the siege so they can block out the straits so no more reinforcements can come in. What a gambit.
Not quite successful.
Oh, that is, I mean, they tried a lot with their naval plays. You know, they tried invading Great Britain, they tried to do some... They really tried to make plays. And their army is really weak because they went full naval. So it's these kind of plays that, you know, make them impactful.
Definitely. And that's, I mean, that's Malaya deciding the war for the Imperials. Right at the end, coming in, giving that little bit of war score. And of course, it's not just the war score from that, but it's the absence of the war score from the blockades they would be suffering.
Yes.
That brings us to a conclusion, which is now down to 0 with 1 pending, only 2 more months. And then, of course, the 3-month timeout on those peace deals.
They can stab up 5 times, I think.
5 times? Oh, yes, they do.
They got 58, so...
Okay, they do have a substantial reduction on stab cost. I hadn't seen that. Okay.
This could also force Serbia into a bankruptcy.
They are. Look at the advisors. They know what's important right now. +5 admin, focused on admin, 16 coming in.
-1 Diplo, by the way.
Yeah, losing Diplo power each month. Oh my God. Another big fight here, but it's the momentum has swung decisively in the Imperial
How do you
favor.
get negative? If you he's losing 1 Diplo because of all the alliances he's getting. So he's actually losing Diplo.
Yeah. Sub 1 million men on the diagonal side. And it's looking
that is
like
rare.
we are going to see a forced peace. Ferrara not being allowed to exist and the Pope ending with control of all of Rome, all of Italy, except that northern traditional, beginning of the game Venetian land. And yeah, the Kingdom of God orders, they just keep coming in. God, it's such a small peace deal. Look at the total casualties in this freaking war. They are topping 30 million now. 32 million casualties now.
That is crazy.
That's intense. That is intense. And yes, another battle there, victorious. The fort of Ljubljana, that province, is going to fall yet again into Imperial hands. It looks very much like. And there is another peace deal. They can only increase the stab once, maybe twice. The thing is, they can also increase the stab, whatever it is, once every 4 months or so.
Yeah. So
just based on income.
they'll need to keep sending the offer. Are they?
They're doing it on clockwork.
Okay.
Yeah, they're doing it on cooldown rather every month. Hopefully, we can go long enough. I mean, we can actually do the maths because we were told we were ending in January 1st, 1979.
Yes.
Which means we have at least enough months for them to force them into this peace deal.
It's 3 months and then another 12, so 15 stab hits. I mean, right now they're on 0. They need -3. So
they're going to gain 2 and they're going to gain 1. They're going to get enough points for 1 more. I think they have 3 more stab ups before this forces them out.
So then we will make it. Yeah, definitely.
They will make it. Ferrara will fall, and this war will finally come to its cataclysmic end. While that's happening,
No, European frog. It's not a count. It is that number is correct.
Okay, let's look at. Let's take a look around the world. Yeah, Gotland managing to avoid piecing themselves, being pieced out themselves by Texas. They are now bankrupt, but they're trying. Persia is. I mean, they're raising more men. No one has given up on this fight.
They're going to keep going for that final year.
Oh, my God.
The final year of the war.
And, of course,
home before Christmas.
If you're Britain right now, they don't know how much admin points Serbia has, how many admin points Serbia has. They could
Unless they're watching the stream. And they have to assume that that they're almost out.
At this point, you would be thinking that, yeah. And look at this, Russia actually being pushed back now. The attention has shifted towards attacking Russia. Perhaps wanting to punish them for that treachery. Yeah, up to 60 now. The sieges are beginning to fall in that direction up here. And there's the hit. They can't stab up again. They will be able to in 2 more months, by which point they'll be at -2 stability. And it's all falling apart right at the end for the Diagonal Alliance. They fought long and hard against the people who had been the winners so far. You have to respect it.
Yeah. And it's Britain, Germany, and France have all banked up a whole bunch of admin just in case this started happening to them.
Yeah.
Because they're ready for stab hits.
Very much so. Very much so. And here is one timing out in just a few days. It'll be the 15th of December, so the truce will be enforced in March of next year.
Oh, bankruptcy looming now for Serbia.
Oh, yes.
If they go bankrupt, then it's going to happen a lot faster.
That's true,
and
but it doesn't need to. I mean,
once they're on -2 stab, they're probably at the loan limit.
That's true. That's true.
And then they'll go bankrupt, losing the 3rd, and then the next peace deal is,
There's January. I think it will actually be April. Oh, and there was a peace out there, the war against Russia. Maybe. No? What was the other one? The United States is requesting you come into the award in the Aachen-American War of Honor against Aachen. Aachen is allied with Desmond. They accepted, of course, as any good ally would.
I think it's going to be very close here. It's 12 months. They're making 16 admin a month right now.
It's April. In April, they are going to be forced to accept.
You think?
I think it's April. Yeah. I think the final peace deal enters their inbox in April, which might mean they're forced to in July.
That's assuming the Kingdom of God doesn't miss a slot. I don't know how close.
They're doing it pretty clockwork so far.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they know that that's all they need to do right now is just get those peace deals sent.
For some reason, I'm not getting those peace deals.
Oh, odd. Oh, I changed the message settings on this PC.
Oh, okay.
So
Fair enough.
Make sure we did see them. There we go. -1 stab, another request in, 2 more requests in, and the one after that they have to accept, but they can up by 1.
Maybe they'll get an event.
I'd like to change my theory to
no,
June.
No. Do they have an admin group? No, they don't. Oh,
that would have been glorious.
Maybe they did have one, but they ditched it.
And Serbia's bankrupt. They're bankrupt this month unless they can get a gift. You know they're going. Someone's running around going like, please.
Can they debase?
No, they just
can
did
debase one more time.
Oh, I thought they just
debase.
They need to Serbia, if they don't notice.
They debased. They
Okay.
debased. They saw it. Oh God.
Wait, no?
They're losing
not
1K,
on my screen.
though. They're losing 1K.
Oh no, we're lagging.
Wait, are we lagging? No.
So,
Wait.
right at the end, we're down to
I don't know
speed
where to
1.
look. I don't know where to look.
Oh my God, we're down at level 2. I see the debate
Okay,
now.
okay. And yeah,
But the thing is, they're losing more than
they're
their
losing
whole
more
currency.
than 500.
Because the bankruptcy is still going to happen in 1,
This army maintenance.
0, now.
Yeah,
Minus
okay.
3 stability, 1 more has to time out. That means it's going to happen 23rd of April. It's only 14 days.
Maybe they
there's
just
nothing
wanted,
they can do, right?
Maybe they just wanted their dip back, you know?
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
want the diplomacy points back. But I think that's it. I think there's nothing they can do. And it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 2 again, 1. That's it. Boom.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace in our land.
Has
Woo,
been
you can hear the cheering in the background.
Look at that.
Wow.
Ferrara
Wow.
falls once more, and it's victory. For
Victory
the
for the Imperial side. Perfect.
Congratulations.
Wow. Beautiful.
Congratulations. That was one heck of a war. 33 million casualties. Jesus.
Yep.
That was something. And now it's just
more
the
than
whole
half
world.
of the entire game.
Yeah. Significantly more than that, like 2/3.
2/3 of the
all
entire
casualties
game's
of the
process was
entire
this war.
Not just in the last 20 years. That war, that front. I mean, there's provinces in here that probably had more casualties than all other provinces in the game that aren't in that region combined.
Yes.
Wow. Well,
What a banger.
I mean, we are going to ride it out until January, I think, but that is bringing us towards the end of the event now. That was...
They're going in again. They declared the new one.
It's the papal reconquest of Franzograd. Where the heck is Franzograd?
Here we go again. Oh, man.
I mean, they're in. The Swiss are immediately 100% occupied. And these guys, they're not even black flagged because they were in other wars.
Keep in mind, Switzerland is still a player. They've been fully occupied this whole time.
No, they pieced out. But,
Oh, boy.
oh my God. That's something. Serbia's 4,000 men weren't quite enough to hold Treviso there. But that's insane. That's completely insane. So let's take a zoom out here. Let's look at the state of the world.
I think it's a pretty world.
It's pretty nice. The
Yeah,
borders
I like the color scheme.
The
I
borders are respectable.
Especially like Zimbabwe. I think that's my favorite
Zimbabwe's color, especially since we know they have all those gold mines, it really does. It enhances it. It And Malaya's color is always lovely.
It's not a lot of crimes against border gore in this.
Not too many. Romania and Russia are still duking it out right at the end there. New Kiev is still under the hands of the Romanians, I think. Or is it? Yeah, it is. It's still occupied.
What's going on in Ireland? Desmond is there! Desmond is there! Come on, last us off! Trying to reclaim Ireland.
But there's no forts here, so it looks like England is just going to manage to deoccupy it before
Yeah, they
the
also
end.
have like 4,000 units doing this.
Yeah, but they could have held at least an occupation.
I think it was a moral victory. And now...
And Scotland, you know, at the end of the day, the player that began as the Isles holds
Got
the
back the Isles. Yeah,
I mean,
this is
the
true.
Hebrides, they're a beautiful place, and they're still standing under their reign. In terms of winners on different continents, the US and Texas alliance, they really nicely resurged, and then they were impactful in some of those final battles. You know,
Yeah.
they had some action against Gotland, who otherwise could have been certainly being much more impactful.
And keep
on
in mind-
Scandinavia. Did Scandinavia take Gotland? They did! I didn't notice that.
Oh, that isn't finally cleaned up. There you go.
But Gotland does still have Rügen in the north here.
Free Rügen.
Rügen, which is currently being liberated by Pomeranian separatists.
Oh, it's actually getting freed.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. That's gonna
Serbia
create
did really
new
well.
pirates.
Serbia did really well this game. Romania, they had an impact that their size didn't imply. They did a huge amount of the work fighting early wars
Definitely,
against the Ottomans.
and they've been such good friends with Serbia the whole game. Like this bromance
it's been a loyal,
very
solid
real.
alliance. You love to see that. Persia, of course, the rising phoenix. I don't think I've said that enough times this time.
Oh, but they really were, yeah.
They did really well. Yeah, hopping over to Shivran after being knocked out in the night and then dominating this and then making just a massive impact. They were the second highest contribution to that war, just doing a massive, massive amount of the work.
And also
there.
Germany. The Westphalians, they really did a lot of phoenixing themselves, yes.
Hesse, the people that were offered vassalization before the game even started, coming in here to be the main member of the front, at least, you know, on the line of the biggest war in the game.
Staying alive no matter what, scraping by development, left, right, center, and eventually forming Germany. It was glorious. That was good because they were boxed in the whole time.
Yeah.
The whole time.
And then we had Livonia with their incredible, like, 6-on-1 stomp on the Northern Germans, and they monopolized on it. They made friends with some of the former enemies in Hesse, later, of course, Germany, and they used that to great effect. And then, of course,
Scandinavia and
Russia.
Germany are at war.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's all falling apart. We've only got another 14 days. But Ryazan, of course, fighting that existential conflict and coming out of it and then managing to sweep all the way to the Pacific.
They've been in constant danger.
But there we go, as we come through the final few days of this fantastic event. And it looks like that's the yearly tick. And we come now.
And there is the pause.
To the end.
The end.
It's been fantastic. Now don't go away anywhere just yet. We do have some more excitement coming up. Not quite sure where that's happening. But final thoughts. I think the Rising Phoenix was awesome. I love the Andalusian back and forth. That war where we had the two fronts with all of the African nations that had been booted out coming back in was glorious. No hegemons at the end of the game. Germany leading the tables on development, followed by Great Britain, Russia, United States, Scandinavia, Mamluks, Mawar, and Persia. Germany, that is
bizarre.
It's bizarre and impressive. It's very, very impressive. And we have the casters coming on in. Thank you so much. It's these guys that kept us all informed throughout the event. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, hello. I mean, we started with no nation. Now we have a nation.
It's true.
Yeah.
We rose.
Really.
We rose, and there we go. Great.
Go to America for declaring on us.
Yeah. How dare they? How dare they? Thank you. It's been a fantastic pleasure to cast for you over the last 3 days. Absolutely. We've had a heck of a time. It's been something.
It's been an adventure.
It certainly has. It's been grand.
Yeah, it's been. You could even say it's been the grandest
LAN. Oh. Sure, we'd love to. Florry, no one knows who you are. Tell the chat.
Oh, hi guys. I'm FlorryWorry. I stream on Twitch. Check me out.
And I'm CountChristo. I also stream on Twitch, over on YouTube occasionally. And I would also like to mention you should definitely keep your eyes out for more EU4 content. We've got the first ever Speed 5 event coming up on Thursday this week. I'll be casting that as well. So if you want more of my excited voice talking about EU4, you can look out for that on Thursday over on the Speed 5 Twitch channel, which you should follow now, twitch.tv/Speed5. Speed is a word, 5 is a number. That helps. But yes, we were all here. It's been a heck of a time. I think we want to show you some videos of some highlights and things like that. We also have, I mean, this room is more full than it's been all week. So
yeah, it's been very
maybe some of those lot are trying to get on camera too, I'm not sure. But, I mean, final words. Anybody?
Thank you so much for watching.
It's been a great pleasure. Thanks all. Couldn't do it without you.
Bye, guys. Bye-bye.